Stitcher, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, please give us a 5-star review so we can continue to give you the ish that we talk. And now that is out the way, I will not act like I'm on AM fucking radio. What the fuck's the deal, all of you ugly motherfuckers? What's poppin'? I'm here with you. We here together. We gonna make this shit pop. Lindsay, what the fuck is going on? My dog.
Like, what will be a breaking point for you where you just like, you know what, I'm out?
All right. Yeah, so I was about to say this is where we asked the audience.
Yeah.
So
you already
said cheating, right?
Yeah. Cheating.
Okay.
So
Anybody
you're
else?
not giving a pass or nothing like that.
There ain't no way.
That's no way.
Do it once and do it twice. There ain't no way. You would affect yourself.
So it's like if it's just cheating for her, like, so if it's cheating for you the same way too? Yeah. So like if you cheat, do you feel like I need to leave this relationship?
If I would ever cheat, I would leave you first. I would leave you first.
You such a gentleman.
I do what I do.
You such a gentleman. That shit don't happen in real life, but you such a gentleman. Anything else?
In the moment.
In the moment.
That's different. I wouldn't be in the moment.
So you wouldn't put yourself in the moment. I got you.
Yeah. Like, make it make sense. Like, cause what's the moment?
When I decide it's the moment, it's the moment.
Oh, okay.
If I never say to myself, like, I should probably get out of here.
So like, do the whole time you just like, oh no, this cool. This ain't. We just chilling. She just want to rub my back. That's cool. Ain't nobody tripping. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, okay. Oh, all right. You ain't got to kiss my neck. That's okay. Cool. This is not the moment yet.
Not yet.
It's not the moment yet.
I didn't do it.
So it's like, now my pants is down. This is.
If she pulls them down.
Oh, this ain't the moment. This ain't the moment. This ain't the moment.
She did it.
This ain't the moment. So when is the moment? When you're done, you're like, oh, yeah, this is the moment.
I was supposed to go to the store. I was gone for 2 hours.
I had to go get my bro,
that's
right?
The moment. Yep.
That's the moment.
That's the moment.
Okay, so that's your.
What you
So this is cheating for you. Like, if she cheats, oh hell no. But like, I just had to wait on the moment. Like, no. That's ain't the moment. That wasn't the moment. No, she sucked my d. I didn't ask for it.
I don't say the words.
It's like, no. I didn't know. You know when I feel something wrong, baby, I'm gonna just tell you the truth. When she was like, I was like, maybe it's time for me. Ain't no restaurateur gonna run up on Keith Lee. Let's just end that shit right there. Y'all talk a lot of shit, but y'all not about to run up on. Ain't nobody about to run up on him, slap no food out his face, and tell him, bitch, what? Like, that's just not gonna happen in no way, shape, possible.
So Saucy Santana got in on it. He pretty much was like, tag me in. And he snapped on DJ Academics and told him to pull up. He was like, go to my page. We got all kinds of bookings. We outside. Come pull up at one of the bookings. You know, and I'll beat your motherfucking ass.
Saucy Santana just doesn't look like the homosexual man that you gonna hit, and he looked like that dude off of Low Down Dirty Shades. He ain't about to grab his face and be like, "Oh, Bernard,
him, you slut." But no,
he about to beat the dog shit out of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And I'm laughing because it's gonna be so funny because you're gonna see a dude massively beating the shit out of a man with an open fist, and you gonna hear bitch. What's good, everybody?
bitch. This is the issue we talk. I am Lee, your host. You know who I am. I do not have to say it all the time, man. Y'all see me. Shout out to Crystal for having me looking like I feel like I'm getting my MJG on, man, right now. I look real fly as a motherfucker, and I ain't even gonna lie. I look good, and I'm proud to say I look good. I'm a handsome motherfucker tonight. I am with the lady that pushes the bells and the whistles, my co-host, also the creator of this program, the lady that pushes the bells and the whistles, the lady that has more jobs than a Jamaican, the lady that goes everywhere like she's a philanthropist. Um, when you say balling on a budget, you can't even say that to her because she's like, what the fuck's a budget? I'm talking about the phenomenal Beehive affiliate, greatest of all time co-host, my cousin and the creator of me. Because without her, it would not be no me. You would not see me on YouTube or these interwebs. So let's give a great round of applause for my dog, Lindsay.
Hey, what's going on? How's it going? How's life?
Everything is Irie. And again, this is the issue we talk. We got the pleasantries out the way earlier, but again, I always have to give a shout out to Twitch. Twitch is my safe space, and I'll just leave it there. Y'all know why by the end of this show.
Yeah, it's a special group on Twitch, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we love them all the same. Yeah,
we can't go nowhere without them.
You know. So I also want to send a special shout out as well to my nephew TJ. He is a car owner now. Ooh. And not even 16.
Bullshit.
Right. He has a truck now for his business. So if anybody needs any landscaping, just let me know and I'll shoot you over his information. Yeah.
Oh. tell him what all he do?
He does. He's like a jack of all trades. Like he mainly does mowing, but he'll also get down here and plant and clean up and move fences and all kinds of stuff. Like he's pretty good. Then he's also been doing carpentry as well. Like he paints and he redid my mom's floors and stuff. So like he's pretty good.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah. Right. And his birthday is
my grass charges $40. So if he can beat that shit, he here. I got a little line though, so he can't be in here and be like, hey, cuz it's gonna be $100. I'm gonna be like, hey,
right.
I love you. Stop fucking with me.
Right. Right. When we'll talk after the show, but yeah, he can come over there and give you an estimate. So, yeah. He's been doing it for a couple years now too, like doing his business a couple years, but he's been mowing lawns longer than that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because he was mowing lawns back when I was living out south. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Beckerman is watching. Says if Fernando lets me down again, I'll give him a call. Yeah, hit him up because he is definitely for hire.
Beckerman and his rich comments.
Right. Fernando,
first man I know that actually has an inheritance.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, this man has an inheritance. He always says like, his running joke with that is always like, why don't people understand that the best way to get in life is if you just use your parents' money. Like I don't know why people haven't got that understanding yet. Like why people understand they just use their parents' money.
Right. I mean, he definitely has a point. Definitely has a point, but we're missing something really big.
Yeah.
And that's if the parents don't have any money to use. So yeah.
That's what I be trying to tell him. He's like, it just doesn't make any sense why you just don't use your parents' money.
Right. Beckerman says you all should get one. It's really convenient. Right. I would assume so. So yeah. But yeah. So are you ready to get
we gotta get let's get ready. Let's get into these topics, but we really gotta put him on the podcast. He ain't gonna know what's going on, but his wit is gonna be chef's kiss with this shit.
Speaking of, I didn't spoke him up. He was calling. But yeah. Yeah, so yeah, let's get into the topic. Hold on. Well, let's see. Let's just go on ahead and, go on ahead and just jump out the window.
Fuck it, let's do it.
We're just fuck it. Trump. There was an attempted assassination last Saturday at a rally that he had in Pennsylvania, ironically in Pennsylvania. Did you see the video?
Yes.
Where do you land? Do you land on the side of it being fake or real?
I land on the side of it being very staged.
Okay.
And before I even get to my jokes about that, condolences to the man that got shot behind him.
Yeah.
But with that being said, it was very staged, and I believe that man got shot without it being a ricochet off of Trump's fucking ear. Because if you shoot somebody with a sniper rifle, half of that nigga shit gonna be gone. You can give a fuck what nobody talking about. It ain't gonna blur past him just enough to have him bleed just a little. He should have Holyfield's ear.
He do got Holyfield's here. Have you seen it?
I have not seen his ear.
Yeah, it looks like Holyfield.
It looks like Holyfield. If it looks like Holyfield, then okay, now I'll debunk the rumors of it was a scam. But I still think it was staged. I still think he just took one for that.
I don't think it was staged, but I do think he's capitalizing the fuck out of it. Like as soon as it happened, I was like, yeah. But I do see people's point because of course you're not in the minority with that thought. I do see people's point on why it would be staged. So, especially with the people in the background, because they just like, well, what's going on? Like nobody had any sense of urgency at all. Not even Trump. He was just like, oh, like it was the Secret Service that was like, nigga, get down, shit, what the fuck, like,
Right. And even if you know what I'm saying, because I already know people gonna say something with what I'm saying right now, but we all know both parties are crooked and both parties are they're conniving in the shit they do. So maybe Trump wasn't even aware of it, and maybe this was one of those things that get the ball rolling, because it just seems like that was just a well-placed missed shot.
Yeah. I just look at it like this. Like, if it was staged, it was pointless because it wasn't needed. Like, all you did was pretty much fuel the people that was going to vote for you anyway. It didn't sway any undecided voters. You know what I'm saying?
Well, my thing with that is I feel like it was staged because now that this happened, Biden can't fall out the race.
That's another story. That's another topic. A huge
I believe
topic.
if this didn't happen, then Biden had a chance to fall out the race, and it would have been graceful.
They are really pushing for him to get out. Now, today I've heard that behind the scenes, Obama is like, he needs to leave. And I feel so bad for Biden I do. Because you give the majority of your life to public service just for the country to look like it's turning on you. Because I honestly don't think that that's the majority of people's thoughts. Like, it's too late in the race for that. I mean, he drops out the race, and then what? That's the only chance you got.
I mean, it's a fucked up chance, though.
Yeah.
I
mean, I don't know. I don't know, because like in 2012, they really thought Mitt Romney was going to win. They really thought that they was going to make Obama a one-term president, and he damn near won on a landslide. So we don't know. And Obama did not do that good at the debate. I mean, it wasn't as bad as Biden, but the thing that sucks about the Biden debate is because Biden usually runs circles around his opponents at debates. And that wasn't the case. But this was a unique debate. So
again, like I said before, you are dealing with a man who is trapped in his own mind, and he wants to say some things, and he wants to be the Biden that we once knew, but he mentally can't.
Yeah. I don't know. Beckerman says that Republican convention where he came out reminded me of Emperor Palpatine addressing the Galactic Senate after surviving Mace Windu's attack. Nobody questioned a dude with a ladder. Royals won't let me in with an open water bottle. Right. And then he says Biden has to get out. But my question to the people that think that Biden has to get out. Okay, for argument's sake, let's say that he says, you know what, fuck this shit, I'm out. Then what?
We got to scramble.
What's the alternative? What's plan B? He gets out, and then who y'all gonna put in? And then you gotta convince people that he's the right person for the job. Now, I'm not voting for Trump. I don't give a fuck who they put in here. I'm not voting for Trump. And I'm sure it's a lot of people that think like me. But you gotta wait, like the people that think like me, you ain't gotta worry about. It's the people that don't think like me that you have to worry about.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest and say I'm not endorsing any president this year.
So what are you gonna do? Not vote?
Not vote.
And see, that's not cool for you to be a black person saying that you're not gonna vote, because it's too many people that lost their lives for our right to.
And I 100% agree with what you're saying, but at the same time, I'm gonna stand on my which of at this point, it has already been taken care of that no one in this party is capable of actually doing this job, and I just don't want to be a part of this section of it. And people can hate me for that, or people can say, like you just said, because people have fought and died for us to vote, and I get that 100%. But at the same time, I'm not going to vote for idiocracy. I'm just not. Whatever. We made this bed, America. We've made this bed,
yeah.
And so we're gonna have to line this bed on whatever comforter they put on this motherfucker. It's gonna be the orange one, or it's gonna be that gray one that's kind of old and the stitching is falling out.
Well, shit, they both old with the stitching falling out.
It's like, you're 100% right.
35. Like
we're sitting up watching a grandfather and a great grandfather argue at this point.
It's not even a grandfather and a great grandfather. They are only 3 years apart. This is grumpy old men, and I love grumpy old men. Now, if it was them, I would definitely be like really having to figure out who I was gonna vote for, because I love both of them. But yeah, I feel like it's clear cut. I don't understand the people that's on the fence, because they're so polar opposites from one another. Like, but Beckerman also says my cousin works for the dude, and she has gone silent. Works for what dude? Which dude?
His people work in the White House.
Oh, oh,
That inheritance ain't no.
right. That's legit.
This man got spoiled. Yeah.
Becker Man also says something is going on with him. My guess is Parkinson's. Something is going on with him. But like I said, what was that last week? This shit could be Weekend at Bernie's, and I'm still voting for him.
Yeah. And it's so funny because when we was talking about it last week, I said that he looks like a man that's trapped in his own mind. And when I talked to Beggarman at work, he said he said the same thing. He's trapped in his own mind, and he does, you know what I'm saying? He does believe because he's seen Parkinson. He's seen how Parkinson's affects people, and so he said that it's a major sign that he has Parkinson's.
I mean, it's possible. And then look at it like this: he has the hardest job in the world, right? We see how it aged Obama. We saw that in front of our eyes. So, of course, it's going to age Biden. And with him being up in age, it's going to be worse. So, I'm not too shocked that this is how it's turning out because of that. It's sad and disappointing, especially because, like I said, this man has given the majority of his life to public service, and we're just turning our backs on him so quickly.
I get that and I understand that, but as when you was pushing the black agenda earlier, most of his time in public service was not favorable to the black community. So I'm not going to be up in arms about him bailing the fuck out.
Okay. And I'm not mad at that point, but we have to put that point also into perspective as well. It wasn't like he was on an island thinking that back then. That was kind of like the sign of the times. Like it was okay for you to say the F word when you talk about homosexuals at one point. Now it's like blasphemous to say that, you know.
Yeah, but it was never okay to call us animals and say that we were born criminals. It's never okay to say that.
Did he say specifically black people are animals and born criminals? Did he say specifically those words?
He didn't say those words, but what he did say is that's what we breed. We breed criminals.
Who is we?
Black people.
Did he say black people breed criminals?
He said the urban element, Lindsay. What's the urban element?
Well, you can assume.
Okay.
You can assume. Hey, I'm trying to make a point in your life.
I know. Yeah, I'm not gonna shoot you down. When I just me as a black person, I always question what is the agenda for black people. I understand that we're never gonna give reparations. I get that 100%. Even with my bloodline, if they pass it through, it is a slim chance that I wouldn't even get it anyway. So, but that doesn't mean that it should not. Know what I'm saying? That it shouldn't happen. But again, we will never get that. But what exactly is going to be the agenda for black people in America? What are we going to get? Because we've been redlined for and so many things for so long, and everybody acts like we supposed to just let it go because we got a couple of billionaires out there.
No, and that's not the case at all.
It's not the case for you, but that's what it seems like in political parties.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it,
right,
from small state to White House, no one has pushed an agenda for black people.
No one?
Who?
I don't know. No, yeah. No, that was a legit question.
Yeah. No one has pushed an agenda. No one has said that. Plenty of people have said things, but no one has made a move. No laws has been passed. And so my thing that I always try to remind people is as much every ethnicity has been oppressed. So I'm never ever going to push anybody's anything aside. But what I will say is a lot of these ethnicities has been recouped and refunded for that, except us.
Yeah, and that's
we
totally
are right on the soil. But you know, the reason why is because the powers that be do not push an agenda. Not only do they not push an agenda, we don't even we don't even get that we need to form as one in order to get things accomplished. See, like right now, me and you, we're agreeing to disagree on everything. That doesn't still mean that we can't become a political party and make a better decision. But for us, if it was 1,000 of me and 1,000 of you, it'll be 500 of me that's going to disagree with what you said so much that they're not even going to try to form and come up with a solution for every fucking body. And that's the problem with us.
Yeah, it's not enough compromise. It's not enough compromise. So I do agree with you on that, because you're not going to get everything that you want out of a president or anybody in politics. Anybody, period. You're not going to get everything that you want. Just politics aside, just in life. You know, but you're right. Like people go so extreme with it that they don't even look at the compromise of it all. You know, so, and that's the part that sucks about that. Beckerman says, Troy, that quote has been shown to be false, and the term was super predator, but he didn't say it. Hoax.
Okay. And knowing Beckerman, I know he went spit it.
Yeah, I heard that before too. I heard that before too, because that came up when Clinton was running.
So I get it.
That whole super predator.
And I understand that. But didn't he help pass the law, the 3 strikes law that was really targeted in the urban community? So we could talk about what he didn't say, but we can talk about a law he did help pass.
But was that his intent? Was that his agenda when it was passed? Now, what they did with the law is something different, but was that his intent when it was created and passed?
Did he do his research before he went on to sign on with it? That's the thing. I mean, we could say, was it his intent? But we got to realize at one point, did you actually read what the fuck you were signing?
He could have, and they could have dressed it up and made it nice. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah. You know, everything isn't cut and dry, blatant racism as one would think. And at one point it was that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Biden was a part of that overt racism that people want to paint him to have been.
I mean, you know, we can say that, but
Beckerman says he supported 2 terrible crime bills. He also never met a ward he didn't vote for and a banker he didn't like. So in other words, a career politician.
So he's just doing things that helps flood his pockets. At the end of the day, it's not for the people. So for a person like that, and I'm not saying he's a bad guy. You know, some people's goals are just different. You know, you got black people, because you know everybody, all black people aren't going to agree, and a lot of black people are going to do whatever to fill their pockets. They've been doing that since slavery. Shit, black people were getting liquor and wearing white man's clothes and set niggas up. So, you know what I'm saying? We already know how people be, but at the end of the day, you have to think about it. That same man turned around and told people, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
Now, see, I knew you was gonna bring that up. Hold on.
So because I want people to understand the aspect of the things he did, those terrible bills that he passed, and the thing that he actually said that I know is true.
Okay, so with the whole, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. You know, people like to bring that up to try to throw that as a jab against him. And I'm not sitting up here being a sympathy. I'm not I'm not one of those people or anything like that. But I did watch the whole interview he did with Charlamagne. That was a joke. I don't understand why people are trying to take that for it to be so literal.
Because I seen the interview too, and at the same time, it's still not a fucking funny joke. That's just like if somebody turned around.
I
laughed. Okay, cool. So if I made a joke about say for instance, if somebody said shit, all these men know how to cook nowadays, and I turned around and said, well, shit, they wouldn't have to do that if y'all learn how to stay in y'all place, which is be in the kitchen. That's a joke. Would a woman find that funny though?
That didn't have nothing to do. That's apples and oranges.
No, it's not. It's the same fucking thing.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't, because if you remember in the interview, they were talking about the overt racism that was exuding from the Trump campaign. So yeah, he pretty much made a joke and was like, well, shit, if you vote for that ugly motherfucker, you don't vote for me, you ain't black, because you're voting against yourself. So yeah, it was a joke.
Voting against yourself both ways.
Well, of course he doesn't look at it like that. Of course, Biden didn't look at it like that. But it's so funny that people are like really trying to make that like something he said literal, like he said it in the State of the Union or some shit like that. Like that was a damn joke. And I got it and I laughed.
I just don't. Okay. You got it and you laughed. For the black people that think like you, they probably thought it was funny. But you also have to understand that it's black people that are scared of white people or don't like white people in general. They have a pure prejudice against them. So saying that is going to be disrespectful for them. That's just, in the same token, that's just because that's a white man saying, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. In the same token, that's just like if Candace Owens said, if you're white and you're not my viewers, you're not white.
That's not the same.
It is the same. It is very much the same. It is in a joking manner. It is someone outside of your party telling you what you are not. Because it is black Republicans, so that's disrespectful. Mm-hmm. It is black independents, so that's disrespectful. At the same token, it is white folks that don't fuck with Candace Owens. But if she said that joke, it'll be disrespectful to those people. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it ain't a joke. I'm saying some people ain't gonna find it funny.
Yeah, some people ain't gonna find it funny, but I found it funny. So,
so all of this rhetoric aside, it was a fucking joke, nigga.
It was a joke, you know. Now I get like some people probably. Well, some people did find it offensive or whatever, but I mean, we live in a day and age where everybody's gonna find something offensive, and with politicians, you always look. It seems like instead of looking for something that you may like about a politician, people always try to find something that you don't like about a politician, and they will nitpick your ass to the ground. Like, case in point, Obama with the tan suit. You know what I'm saying? Clinton, when she was running, when she said that she had hot sauce in her bag, people nitpicked that down. It was just like, who gives a fuck if she got hot sauce in her bag or not, whether she was pandering or not, or whatever the case may be. I'm not gonna vote for her because she got hot sauce in her fucking bag. Like, that's not why we're here. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? It's like they always try to find something stupid to try to nitpick, and it's like, y'all are missing the point.
100% agree. And I love that you have this outcome and you have this strong point about it. But at the end of the day, I will always say this. With Hillary Clinton, with Biden, where is the black agenda?
I give you that.
That's it. This the thing with us as black folks, because me and her going back and forth, this is a joke. This is a joke, because if it was really serious and we really had pull like that, we'll sit down and we will figure out a union and how we can make this work. But in real time, we are doing this with each other, and we're feuding and we're arguing, and no one is coming together and actually trying to be a conglomerate where you can talk to, be a part, not even be a part, but talk to the Senate, put people in the Senate, put people in and local shit, and then actually move a president. None of us is fucking doing that. So why the fuck do
none of us is doing that?
And I keep saying it. I will say it a third time, like Umar Johnson. Why in the fuck are we trying to convince each other who to vote for when none of them have the black interest in hand with this? So,
but see, this is the problem. But this is the problem with us. We can't even come together and figure out what we want.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So why?
And then when
we know we can't come together, what the fuck? Why are we arguing about these two motherfuckers that ain't gonna do anything at all?
But that's a great question, because even when some people do try to come and take initiative, we shoot them down. You know what I'm saying? Then it's just like, well, shit, why do I even want to fuck with y'all anyway? Or why do I even want to help y'all anyway? You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, fuck it, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. Like, we can't even come up with a clear thought to put on paper and for the general census to agree upon in regards to reparations and what that would look like. You know what I'm saying? So how can we be like, okay, well, what's the black agenda for a white politician to come up with when we can't even come together and figure out what we should tell them that we want for a black agenda?
And I totally agree. And I'm so glad that you said we, because I know a lot of people say black people, and they black, nigga. It's us.
Yeah,
it's us.
Right. Like us.
It's us. You know what I'm saying? They not like us. It's us. Right. They know how to formulate a plot.
Right, exactly. So it's like, we joke about having meetings and shit like that, but if we were to have a meeting, what we gonna do at the meeting? Just sit up and argue?
We don't. It's the craziest thing to me, that is the honest to God truth, is I know people in prison that have more power than than some of these black political people that we have in office right now.
I give you that.
You know that it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you know why it's crazy? Is because nobody has ever been like, okay, in your state or local, in your city, who is a part of the government, and who are you talking to, and who are you hobnogging with, and who are they talking to? You know, this is how it starts, people. I'm gonna give you the starting point, the foundation. Mm-hmm. Find out who is black and who is in office in your city, and get next to them, and start doing things, and ask them, how can you get these backings and this funding for these fundraisers, and then become a fundraiser for them, where they know their pockets are lined up, and then get them aligned up with everybody else, and then move it accordingly, and it'll be a snowball effect. But none of you niggas want to do that type shit.
Yeah. Yep, and that's a problem. Trick Turner says he said he didn't want his children going to school in a racial jungle. That wasn't a joke. I've never heard that before. We need you to cite your source, sir.
That is mad business right there.
Right.
If he said that and he made the "you ain't black" joke, oh shit, you niggas laughing. Y'all. If this is true, you niggas that laughed at that joke is some real Sambo ass niggas.
Wait a minute. Whoa.
Yeah, I said it.
Whoa. No.
I'm fucking with you.
Yeah. But yeah, Trick, I'm gonna need you to cite your source on that one, because I've never heard that. But yeah, it's funny how we just spent about 30 minutes on something that had nothing to do with the actual assassination attempt.
I mean, we pretty much summed it up by how we feel about it. Well, I know
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of did. You believe it was a stunt? I
I
don't.
do. I do.
Um,
And I don't believe it was necessarily him. I just think it was a Republican Party putting the nail in the coffin.
yeah, and I think it was pointless because, like I said, it didn't sway any undecided voters. Now, did you see at the RNC how folks was putting band-aids over their ear like it was a Nelly band-aid?
Yeah. I mean, all jokes aside, all jokes aside, man, shout out to Trump for having what should be one of the best mixtape covers of all time. That picture with the flag blowing, blood running down, and he got up the fist.
The fist, yeah.
Oh my! That was crazy business right there. I'm
That's
talking
a
about, nigga, if my rap career went how it went, how I wanted it to go, rather, that would definitely be my next mixtape album cover. I'm not even gonna bullshit you.
Yeah, that's a filter. I want to say it's a TikTok filter where it's any picture can be a mixtape cover, and people that's been doing random random pictures. So yeah, that could definitely be.
That's definitely hard.
Yeah, that could definitely be.
That will be the best mixtape that comes out this motherfucking year. And when I say that, I mean from someone who is actually a rapper. I'm not talking about MC Scratch and Sniff. Nigga, stop. You stop. It ain't got nothing to do with your age, because it's a lot of niggas your age that still can rap. It ain't got nothing to do with your age. You just need to stop.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? 2 Chainz and Rick Ross, they got famous when they was damn near 40. So it ain't your age. It's you, DJ Scratch and Sniff. First of all, you ain't even a DJ, so stop it.
Yeah, that is hilarious. I was talking to Trick Turner the other day and came up with a playlist for his for Trump's campaign going forward. Would you like to hear some of the songs that are on the playlist? Okay. Let me pull it up. So he says Quiet Storm remix by Mobb Deep.
Ooh.
Yeah. Got Yourself a Gun by Nas.
Okay.
Who Shot Ya? Notorious Big. Against All Odds, Machiavelli. 100 Shots, Young Dolph. Pop Goes My Nine, Kanan, Abel, and True. Or TRU, rather. Pop Goes My Nine.
Yeah, that was hard.
Right. Bout It 2. Master P and Mia X. War Wounds, Master P. The Ghetto's Trying to Kill Me, Master P. And then, of course, Many Men by 50 Cent.
You know what? I would take one of those songs off. No, I ain't even gonna take one of those songs off. I will add another song, because with a lot, what I think about every time I see him and how he's doing is I think about Tupac, Death Around the Corner.
Oh, yeah.
I see Death Around the Corner.
Yeah.
Trying to stay high, trying to survive in the city where the skinny niggas die.
Yeah, that's a good
If they bury me as a G, nigga. Like,
right.
That is what Trump is doing right now.
Yeah. Let's see. Which one I say? I had a friend that said that Hit 'Em Up should be on the list. And I was like, I would put Bomb first before I put Hit 'Em Up. But for real, both of them can go.
Yeah.
Then I also told Trick to add 9mm, Pump Pump, and Retaliation by Bone Thugs.
I see 9mm in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pump though, yeah. Yeah.
Pump Pump too, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Retaliation, absolutely.
Retaliation. Because Retaliation, he's definitely gonna become the president.
Right. The way they was going off on that song. Yeah, that means that you going to war like you didn't already check yourself out before the doctor released you, and you're going to war. It's Retaliation. I'm pissed. Like, it's on.
If Trump comes out to fucking rap music for the remaining of this shit, it is going to be hilarious. For this election, every time Trump comes out, it's a rap song.
Yeah. I just thought of add one more. Crazy Bone, Heated Heavy. Yeah. Running with AK-47. Watch them all fall down. 1, 2, 3, 4, dead. Watch them all. What's up with y'all now? Yeah. Heated Heavy.
Yeah, or that 50 Cent song, I'ma Kill You, where and the whole beat, all you heard was him loading Glocks.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, if he comes out to that, I'm gonna be like, oh, this nigga won, y'all.
Right.
This nigga won.
Yeah, but Pump, that pump. Yeah. Y'all motherfuckers see we ready. And come on with it. I'm make it feel it. Pump. And then pow. Yeah, with the beat. Yeah.
This is my flawed black man. Because if I was in any type of party, and I would be a part of this campaign. Like, say if I was just like one of the niggas that helped out in the Trump campaign, I'd be like, this is what we need to do, y'all. Like,
this how you gonna get the black vote, right?
Y'all really want to get that black vote, right? Y'all really want to pull it out y'all ass. Listen to this Crazy Bone track.
Right. Boy. But yeah, have you heard the AI versions of Trump rapping Many Men?
Yes.
People have gone so far. It's hilarious. So he's watching. She says, "Hey y'all, sorry I'm late, but I'm still on time. Yes, glad you are here."
Hey man, don't be talking that colored people stuff on here, man.
Yeah, and shout out to Toey because she's going to Colombia in a couple of days. So shout out to her. Safe travels. Hey,
we got a special guest.
Right. Your twin.
Yeah, this is the guy that Beckerman says I need to give an inheritance to. And he's 100% right.
Right.
What's up, Conrad? Say hey.
Hey.
You wanted to see what I was doing? This is what I'm doing.
He's
he ran over there.
Done. Right.
Now he knows how to run crawl. So.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he looks like in the scary movies when they crawl, that's exactly what he looks like. So goddamn fat. I'll be like, what the fuck? I open the door one day and all I hear is do. And I'm like, damn, this nigga is shooting. He's shooting near me. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Dude.
Oh, wow. He's early with that too, because he ain't even won yet.
He won next month.
Yeah, but usually they don't do that till after.
Yeah, he's already there. He knows how to shoot. He stands up on his own. The other day his mom had called me or text me, and it was like this nigga that spins his ass off of the couch. Like he just Spider-Man his ass off the couch and landed on his feet. And then he's a cautious little dude because he be trying stuff and he be falling. And so he be crying. And so he landed on his feet and he looked around and then he smiled like, all right, cool. I'm saying, hey, I said, man, this nigga's dangerous.
Dude, have you seen those videos of the the kids, they probably like about Kern's age, and their parents are holding them, and then they get close to a wall, and then they hit the wall with their hand, and it kind of startles the baby, but then they're like, "Oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay?" Mind you, the baby ain't been touched at all, but they're like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And then the baby just starts bawling like they got hit. Have you seen those videos?
I haven't seen those videos.
I was like, they are, well, some of these parents are really psychologically fucking their kids up. Because like, right. I watched a whole collage of that, and I was like, that is so wrong. But
yeah, I wouldn't even do him like I wouldn't do him like that for the simple fact of when he gets overstimulated, he starts crying. So
yeah.
I know not to even play with him on some startling shit.
Right. Yeah, but Tohi says, "Get over it, Lily."
I'm not.
Then she says, "I'm just so worried about this whole election. I feel like I'm in a movie. Yeah, a bad one at that.
Yeah.
A bad one at that. But yeah.
Welcome to Idiocracy part 2.
Right. All right. So Trick Turner just sent me the proof. Do you want to hear it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. Let's see. Okay, so this one he's saying that we are predators, like Homeboy said that he didn't do. Unless
we do something about that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes, because they literally have not been socialized. They literally have not had an opportunity. We should focus on them now. If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets that society has, in fact, in part because of its neglect, created. Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them. They are beyond the pale, many of those people. Beyond the pale. And it's a sad commentary on society. We have no choice but to take them out of society.
Okay, this ain't what I was asking for. Because he's not talking about black people.
That's what I was about to say. That systematically can be anybody.
Yeah, that's
that way. I mean, that's just it's white poverty, Mexican poverty, black poverty, everybody poverty. Like shit, it's Asians that are broke as fuck and end up the same way. Single parent homes, no parent homes, group homes that become menaces. So
yeah,
that could be anybody. I really want to hear the whole point of I don't want my daughter going to a jungle school.
Yeah, because this was his 94 crime bill speech, but he said he's looking for the exact Senate speech where he said racial jungle. But then he also says that was 93. Y'all know who he was talking about. We can assume who he was talking about.
No, I'll 100% give you that. I'll give you that. I'm not even gonna fake because I know what 93 was. So
yeah.
I know, yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's an assumption.
I mean, it can be an assumption when we know that at one point the CIA was actually driving trucks to urban neighborhoods, leaving drugs and guns in them. Yeah, I know that for a fact.
Yeah, that happened. But
Ain't no but to that.
No, I'm saying, but in regards to his speech, we can only assume.
I mean, we could only assume, but it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you can put two and two together, yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, it's still an assumption.
And, you know, two and two together is for sure that nigga did that shit.
All right. He also says that's why he stated that they created the predators. All right. So yeah.
Ooh, Trick. You know me. I get into this mind.
Mm-hmm.
You show right, Trick. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right, because he knew. Because that's what they were doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, so that's Trump's assassination attempt. Going back to the 94 crime bill.
All the way back. At the end of the day, man, listen. This is what we're gonna do, y'all. You know, you're gonna vote for someone who could have possibly been assassinated. That only interest he has is blue faces. Or are you gonna vote for somebody who could have seen the errors in his ways and is trying to be better as a person, but his mom won't let him do it?
Mm-hmm.
This is what we have to vote for.
Yeah. Yeah. Excuse me. All right. So moving on. Let's see. So I don't think we talked about this at all, but if we did, then it's a repeat. This part is a repeat. Rick Ross did a concert in Canada, and when he was leaving the stage, they played Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. Well, people was visibly upset, and they confronted Rick Ross about it, and then they ended up having a fight, and everything was recorded. Rick Ross' side got beat up. Rick fled the scene.
Which is crazy. You gotta have better security. My security would have knew to shoot them niggas.
I don't think they played them kind of games in Canada, so maybe they couldn't get out.
Whatever weapons my security had, it would have been brandished that day on my Charleston White.
Yeah.
Niggas would have got Billy Club. Niggas would have got Mace. You got me fucked up.
Right, because like
me, nigga. What the fuck are we talking about?
Because that dude looked like he was a good 7 feet tall, and he took a knee. Getting beat up. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy.
The nigga
one person got knocked out.
The nigga that I paid for would have put everybody in our party in gas masks, and he would have maced the whole fucking crowd. Fuck what you talking about?
Something, you know. He said, "Stupid. Why would you do that? Read the room. It's what he gets. It's one thing, right? I get it, and I agree. Because why would you do that? Why would you antagonize them people? You know what I'm saying? It's already bad enough.
You know the biggest boss. You know, I eat that lemon pepper, and I start thinking, well, I'm in Canada.
Right.
They make maple syrup in here. I can't put that shit on my chicken unless I make a chicken and waffles. I'm gonna ride for Kendrick and that white boy. He can't even make moves in Canada, white boy.
Meanwhile, some of his biggest songs have that white boy as a feature. But I digress. So.
And then a white boy punched him in the fucking face.
Right, and called him a nigga. Like, yeah. So Toby also says, it's one thing to play the song in the US, but in Canada, right, exactly. I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy. And then this is the killer part about playing the song in Canada. Remember years ago when he had that beef with Pusha T? Pusha T did a concert in Canada, and he started to play the song. What was it? The story of Adidon?
Yeah.
He started to play that song, and somebody jumped on stage and stole on him. Like, let's not. So
first of all, at one point, when are we gonna stop underestimating these Canada motherfuckers. Because where is my security?
Okay.
Like, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing? If I'm in Canada and I know I don't like the quote unquote sixth god of Canada, and I decide to be a certain way, oh man, you know how tough my people go. I'm not going to be touched. I'm going to pay to make sure I don't be touched. Not only am I going to pay legally, illegally, I'm going to pay so I don't be touched for real. I'm going to just keep being with you. It's going to be some Canada niggas in there ready to knock a Canada nigga out because I didn't pay for it.
Right. It's all stupid at the end of the day, but you gotta move smart. You gotta move smart. And that was less than smart. So of course it was recorded.
I lose my whole cool. Motherfucker run up on me and still on me on stage. Man, I'ma ask for something. I'ma just be like, give me something, aux cord, whatever the fuck. I'm about to choke the shit out this nigga.
It just won't happen. Like, I'm not about to antagonize these people. You know what I'm saying? I'm already here. I'm already, doing my thing, even though I got beef with your sixth god and whatever. I'm already here doing my thing, and y'all are not booing me off the stage. So I'm gonna take that as a win. But I'm not about to poke the bear in the same breath. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway,
I'm a poke the bear. That ain't got nothing to do with Canada. Fuck him.
Right.
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 And that's no disrespect, because I'm not saying that I don't like Drake. I'm saying if I was those dudes, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. But I'm just not gonna poke the bear. That's like Drake coming to Miami. You know what I'm saying? On some what is that song? Drop and Give Me 50 or what is it? Push Ups, whatever the fuck that song is called. Yeah. Like, if he go down there and sing that song in Miami, you think he gonna make it out alive?
Ain't nothing gonna happen to Drake. You know why ain't nothing gonna happen to Drake? Because he pays for the right security.
Well, true.
Ain't nothing gonna happen. He gonna do that shit, and he gonna skip to the fucking limo.
Right.
They gonna be like, "Fuck you, nigga," and he gonna be like,
"Right,
OVO."
Yeah. Right.
He ain't giving a fuck, nigga. Nobody's touching it.
Point. I give you that. But the point of the story is, it went viral because somebody recorded it, of course, and Bobby Smurda of several people who commented on it, but he was one of the people that commented on it. Crack jokes about it because that's what we do. We crack jokes on silly shit. So next thing you know, Bobby Smurda was supposed to do a show where Rick Ross was the headliner, and he ended up getting dropped from the show. And so, he went online and told everybody that he got dropped from the show, and it was because of Rick Ross. So, do you think Rick Ross was wrong or being petty or anything of the sort, or would you have done that if you was Rick? Or Willie?
Yeah, I know. Two scenarios. If I was Rick Ross, I would have seen that, and I would have had a conversation with Bobby Smurda. Because at the end of the day, I respect Bobby Smurda. I don't know how Rick Ross looks at it, but I respect Bobby Smurda for the man that he is. So I'm gonna have a conversation with him. I'm gonna ask him in that conversation, laughing at me, what type of character do you think I am? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I want to know what you really feel. And if you thought, it was funny, nigga, you got punched in the face, then I would let him know right then and there. Then we got to cut ways, and you ain't a part of the show. Same token on the other side, if I was Bobby Smurda, and I know that I got an upcoming show with Rick Ross, I'm not posting shit about that. I'm not doing, because I'm not gonna monetize my money. At the end of the day, Bobby Smurda, as many care packages as Bobby Smurda has since he got out of jail, doesn't mean that I'm gonna stop acting like I can't make my own money. So I wouldn't have did that to Rick Ross. if I'm gonna post a video about that, I'm gonna talk about the flawed shit that was going on with the security, and I'm gonna also talk about how, you know what I'm saying, how crazy it is to be to walk in a crowd and have that type of reaction. I'm not gonna laugh at this nigga though. Like, it's just one. I mean, you know, it's just one of those things where even if I thought it was funny, the world ain't supposed to know I think it's funny. Especially if this nigga's gonna write me a check to be a part of a show.
Well, I don't think it was his show. I think he was the headliner. So with that, I don't think he needed to. I don't think he thought about being dropped from it because it's technically not his show. But in the same breath, he showed you that fat meat is greasy.
Yeah, and even in that case, if he thought like that because it wasn't his show, it's like, one, boy, these New York niggas don't give a fuck. Because you actually laughed at this nigga and you knew you had to do a show with him. You know you got to see him backstage. These New York niggas, I'm talking about, they're a different breed. I don't know what's in the water, man. I don't know if these niggas is really drinking bath salts, but these niggas don't give a fuck. Like,
you know what's in the water? It's rat piss. That's what's in the water.
So that's what got them niggas on. These New York niggas, you all, man, us, because you know we from this town. You always, it's two type of New York niggas. Or let me make this right. It's two type of people you gonna hear claim New York. You gonna and this city alone, what I know, it's that one nigga that claim, oh yeah, I'm from New York. Wow. I'm from New York. And that nigga don't do shit. This nigga's always out the way, scary as a motherfucker. And then you got the motherfuckers that be like, not only they don't say they from New York. They tell you exactly where they're fucking from. You know what I'm saying? You and be like, yeah, old girl said you from New York. And they'll say, nah, I'm from Brooklyn, 116. Blah. Them niggas slap the shit out of people in public. Them niggas be the niggas that'll choke you out in the middle of a conversation. I just don't like what the fuck you said to me.
Right.
And them niggas don't even be in New York.
Right.
These niggas are at up down, fucking the shit up out of people.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. These New York niggas don't give a fuck, man.
Yeah. They don't have nothing to lose. When you live in a 20 floor walk up and you're on the 19th floor, you don't care. You don't care about life. Just imagine having to carry groceries up to the 19th floor. Yeah, nobody cares about life, so they sure don't give a fuck about you.
Elevator broke.
Elevator stay broke. The view is of the other part of the building that's right in front of your window. Like, they don't give a fuck out there. Like,
they don't care, nigga.
They just now got garbage cans. Like, they don't care.
Not only did I have to take these 20 flights, nigga, Miss May had to take these 20 flights, and nigga, she's on disability. She's on a walker. I had to help this old lady walk up these shits.
Yeah. Like, legit, like, when I went out there and we walk in the streets or whatever, there was two things that stood out to me. It was the old people walking around, because I was just like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get this is a walk-in town, but like the older people, they need assistance. They gotta walk it too. And how much fucking trash is on the street? It's like trash pickup should be a 24-hour a day job, because it's so much fucking trash, and they're just now getting trash bins, and they made a big deal about it. Like, okay, so yeah, but the Blackman Show is watching. He says, "What's good, y'all? Hey,
what up, boy?"
So he says, "Hell no, laugh my ass off. I put you on. You need to stay out of it." That's a point. And then Trick says NYC people claim boroughs. All them Bronx chicks be mad aggressive, yo. That's where I stayed too when I went, was in the Bronx. But yeah. Hell, that's all the boroughs. All shit. New York, the state, and New Jersey. All East Coast, like I'm sure Boston is part of that shit too. All them chicks is mad aggressive, yo. Just for no reason.
I mean,
but they're all aggressive. That's one thing. That's one thing that I did notice as well too. Like the way they talk is extremely aggressive, and they can be sweet as pie, but they talk so aggressive. You don't know if you need to square up or what. Like you're so confused.
Yeah, I remember. This is gonna be the dumbest shit. This is definitely a sidebar. But for me, loving hip hop like I did, man, I remember one interview that I remember to this day that was always funny to me, and I knew New York niggas was different. Is when Noriega had an interview, and I can't remember who he was interviewing with, but they said something about Nas and how Nas was trying to, basically assassinate this man's character on who he is. Like, and back in the day, that's what niggas was doing. They were just standing up on each other. So I can't remember word for word what the interview was saying, but I do remember Noriega saying this. And I'm talking about, please, somebody on Twitter, look this up so y'all know I ain't bullshit. This nigga said, well, from what I know about Nas, he ain't got no hands and I'll fuck him up. And I was like, what the fuck is going on in New York? This nigga didn't say nothing about rapping. That shit. That nigga said, from what I know about Nas, he ain't got no hands and I'll fuck him up. Like
wait a minute.
Rap shit, nigga. Square up, you hoe ass nigga.
Right.
And then go make a fucking album. Like,
right. Go write a whole album about it.
I said, damn, these New York niggas is out of bounds, man.
Right. Get mad, disrespectful. It's like, damn, where'd that come from? I just came out of Bible study. Like, what?
That nigga didn't say nothing lyrically. He didn't say nothing like, he has a right to his opinion. Blah, 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 blah. Nah. He said, from what I know, this nigga ain't got hands and I'll fuck him up. Like, I was like,
that's tough.
To this day, I always thought that was the hardest shit anybody could say. Like, and this is Noriega we talking about. Noriega says some hard. I think it was 95, 90. I can't remember when it was, but I do remember him saying it. Because this is when Nas was hot, and he said, "I fuck Nas up."
Right. Yeah. Shoot, 95. That's if I ruled the world, Nas. So yeah, he was big shit back then.
Oh my
God. Which we're gonna get to Nas here in a second, actually. But yeah. So those New York people are built a little different.
Yeah, he should have known better. I mean, again, I respect Bobby Smurda and continue to make your money, young man, and just learn from this. Because you are a different breed. Like, we think about, know what I'm saying? Even talking about New York or anything. For him to grow up in the elements he grew up in, actually be a stand-up individual.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Smurda is a stand-up dude, man.
Yeah,
a stand-up dude. I respect you to the fullest and just learn from this mistake.
Yeah, it's just something that happened. Ain't nobody being like, oh, I'm not a Bobby Smurda fan no more. Nobody's doing that. It just is what it is. Yeah, it just is what it is. It's just something that happened. So on to the next thing. But it does, for me, it does show Willie's true colors. But we've been seeing his true colors for a while. It's just another example.
I mean, I ain't about to let no nigga laugh at me and then do a show. Man, you know how awkward that shit is gonna be at backstage, because I'm gonna want to say something to you, and then I'm gonna end up knowing me with a New York nigga.
That more.
You
I
said
would
what?
respect that. I would respect that more. Like let you come and let you know who the real boss is.
I get it. So you want Rick Ross to be on Hammer Time because that's the shit MC Hammer was doing.
Yeah.
I let you talk all that bullshit and then I really come 30 deep with niggas from Oakland. Fuck
Right. Like, what's up?
Yeah.
What's up? What
Fuck
I
the
heard what you was
dancers.
doing
It's
on the
niggas
internet.
from
Say
Oakland.
that shit now. Like, do that shit now.
I respect that. I respect that 100%.
I would respect that all day. I wouldn't respect nobody trying to stop nobody money over something as stupid as that. That's some bullshit.
You know what? You 100% correct because I know me. My awkward ass would have just been that kind. I would have asked him, and the shit that I don't like, especially knowing New York niggas and how they talk, if it got too greasy, I'd be like, hey, listen, nigga, like, what do you want to do? Like,
yeah, you talking about somebody that pulled a sucker move and sucker punched me, but try that shit now. What's up? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
and then you're supporting cast. I'm the star.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna get into that. I'm just literally ask you what you gonna do because if we actually get into a tussle and things go like they win, win, lose, or draw. I'ma still go on stage and be like, I had to fight this motherfucker.
Right. I had the whole crowd saying fuck Bobby Smurda. Like
I real talk with her. I would have did it like Texas niggas did in the early 2000s. I would talk mad shit about you and then in the same token tell niggas to pick up your album.
Right. I get on stage and start doing that damn shmoney dance. Like, this go better with one of my songs. Like y'all was really out here dancing to this bullshit. Like I would talk mad greasy. That motherfucker want to apologize after I got done with his ass, but that's just
not even that. I would just I think, you know what I'm saying? If you'll get some shit like that off, Bobby being from New York, he gonna really understand. Like, oh shit, even if I won the fight, I really did lose the motherfucking war. Like, you got me. Like, I gotta go back on business. I gotta go really back on business.
Right. So he says, or just stay out of it. Laugh in private, but keep it cute in public. Agreed. That's basically what he should have done. You know what I'm saying? Because Bobby, for the most part, he stays out the way, especially since he's been out of jail. He stays out the way. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, you do.
Yeah, but the shit was funny. He got online and laughed, and I can't knock him for that because that was some bullshit. Why would you? Whatever. That's like, because I mean, we kind of dealt with it kind of here. That's like that shit that Fat Tone was doing. You know what I'm saying? Antagonizing motherfuckers.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what I'm saying? So
yeah. In the grand scheme of things, I can see how you put that there.
Yeah. So
it's just certain things you know better.
Exactly. So he says, if that, then stand on business and don't go crying online. Yeah, I give you that as well.
I mean, listen, I wouldn't do that, but looking at it from Bobby Smurda end, I think he not only was he looking for sympathy, he was looking for somebody that be like, oh, I got a spot available.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't have, went online, went crying online, but I probably did a podcast.
Because I can't say he was crying. I looked at it more when he said that, like,
like
they put me off. Big dog could have came to me. That was him trying to. That now, just being 100 and being as a man, I can see some people looking at that as a sissified way of doing things, but at the same time, I can look at it on the other end of a nigga doing that shit, still being him, still smoking and doing whatever, and just trying to be that kind, like, next time come to me, because most niggas gonna look at that like we just had that conversation. We just had it of come to me next time, come to me as a man. So I can actually, tell you if I fuck with you or don't fuck with you.
Yeah.
So it's, what I'm saying? I can see both sides of it.
I can see that too. And then I also see why he came to the internet and told what happened, because he started at the internet laughing about the shit. So he went to the same platform that started it to continue the story. So I'm not necessarily mad at that either, but I get it. I get it. But yeah, so that's that. Next up, Tyler Perry came out with a new movie. It's been
Yeah,
out
talk
for
about
over a
this
week
shit.
now. It's been out for over a week now. It's called Divorce in the Black, and it stars Megan Good and Corey Hardwick. Megan Good, we've been seeing her for the past 30 years, in various things. Corey Hardwick, he was on Lincoln Heights, and I believe American something. I forgot the name of that show, but he was on that show as well. He also was in a movie a couple years ago called Karen, which was a BET movie about a Karen. And he also is the ex-husband of Tia Mowry. So this is a Tyler Perry production. They both were the leads in this movie. This was both of their first time working a Tyler Perry production. And this movie has a lot of mixed reviews. I've seen it pretty much down the middle in regards to people liking and not liking it. However, it did break a record as receiving a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes for their critic review. So, yeah. And I understand why it got a 0% from the critics. Yeah, it's a Tyler Perry production. And it just looked like Tyler Perry was at home one day watching Netflix, smoking a joint, and watched Enough. You remember the movie Enough with Jennifer Lopez?
Yeah.
That's what it seems like. And he was like, I bet you I can redo this with black people. And he redid it with black people. Like that's what I took from it. Let's see. Tohi says, y'all got me last time with Mia Copa, and I like Kelly Rowland, but you was not finna get with this damn movie, chat. I knew it. If the formula ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess. It works for LHHH. It says Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Yeah, because like he has been met with a whole lot of criticism throughout the years with his productions. More specifically because he produces and directs his own. He just flat out refuses to hire writers and directors and whatnot. Like he'll have other producers, but he's always going to produce, direct, and write his own production. And that has been one big criticism that he's had, because he has no problem with putting everybody else on, but he would not put on writers. Like, geez Louise. But in the same breath, he's always going to make his money. He's always going to have a big turnout for his production, whether it be something that goes straight to streaming, straight to a network, or straight to theaters. He's always going to have a big turnout. So why would he listen to critics? Why would he listen to the naysayers or anything like that? You know what I'm saying? Did you watch the movie?
I did watch the movie. Me and Jasmine watched that movie.
All right. So I haven't officially gave my thoughts, but I'm going to not until you give yours. So There you go.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, like I said, we watched the movie. To me, it is a typical Tyler Perry movie. Everything is just wrote out like I would think Tyler Perry would do. Um, I'm just gonna talk about the acting.
Okay.
So it was some people like Megan's Good's best friend, Chef's Kiss. She acted that role. She played every bit of the bourgeois but ghetto ass black friend. She played that role to a T.
Okay.
Give her that. Megan Good. She started off in a good. She started off in a good way, but I don't get Megan Good scorn. She didn't do good as a scorned woman to me. She didn't do good on that. Her love interest outside of her husband, that nigga did a terrible job.
Horrible.
Terrible job. If they had hired anybody with even minute acting chops, that was just, I don't know, quote unquote Hollywood tubby or not attractive, it would have been a way better fucking role. They choose him because he was big and he was cocky, and that nigga is trash. And I mean, this could just be a mistake, and he can turn out to be a great actor. But for this, I'm pretty sure he'll look on this and be like, he could have did 1,000% better. For my dude, Miss Maury's ex-husband. My thing with him is I love when he plays, know what I'm saying, a nigga, quote unquote. I love when he does that. The thing about this movie, though, is it was so hard to believe him as a country nigga. Side goals aside. but because the country niggas I know are more boisterous, especially when they wrong as fuck. Especially and when they're alcoholics. He didn't give me that. When he started to crumble, he didn't give me. Him and Megan Good both did the same thing to me. They started off really good, like you didn't know where they were gonna go. You didn't know what was going. They were kind of fighting with their mental, and then she snapped and he snapped, and both of them didn't convince me of a country nigga and a woman scorn snapping.
Okay.
That was and then my biggest issue was the goddamn mama. I understand the feud that Tyler Perry and Monique is going through, but that was her role. That was her role for the taking. I kept looking at this and like, this would have been way better if this was Monique. She would have had more scenes.
She definitely would have had more scenes, and you're not the first person that I heard say that either.
I just didn't get that. His brothers? Oh my God. Tyler Perry, stop filling in these niggas. Really get some motherfuckers that look like they're terrible. Them niggas didn't convince me. If I was Megan Good's daddy and I seen them fuck niggas behind me and this nigga that's trying to act country, I would have shot everybody. None of you niggas scare me. None of you niggas make me think, oh shit, I shouldn't have did this. I'm about to blow all y'all tops off. No homo.
Yeah. Yeah. The guy, the love interest or whatever, I agree with you to a certain extent about him because Um, I think it's more Tyler Perry's direction than anything, because I have seen this time and time and time again. Somebody that you have first laid eyes on them in a Tyler Perry production, you think they are a terrible actor. Then when you see them in something else that Tyler Perry has nothing to do with, they act well. So I think it's more of his direction more than anything.
I said
So
that's
I
why
don't want to.
this just could be a mistake.
Yeah, yeah. So it was horrible casting. Now I give you that, because he wasn't convincing at all. Like that scene right before they had sex,
That was terrible.
it was horrible. I
Man,
was
listen.
like, he's coming off as like he's about to SA her.
That shit came.
Like he came off as a straight predator.
That is the simpest shit I've ever seen in my life. I was talking, Jasmine was laughing. I'm like, this nigga is simp. This a goddamn simp.
Yeah, like it was so weird and awkward. It was nothing like cool or enticing or nothing of the sort about that sex scene. That sex scene was like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it like, for me, and I'm not an actor, but for me, it was, he tried to lower his voice, but when he lowered his voice, it sounded real creepy.
Yeah.
And then like the movements he was doing, it was almost like he was gonna punch her instead of hold her and caress her. Like you should have went that statement when he said, it was an act of God that I didn't know, saying that we didn't have sex. That's when you pull her close and grab her, and like not grab her like assaultingly, but like really grab her. Like I want you to feel these muscles, and I want you to feel this bulge coming up out this motherfucker for real. Like,
but if somebody were to say that to me, I would be on alert. Like that's not anything that like maybe it's the way that he said it.
It is.
Yeah, because
it was nothing
about else that. It was nothing about that made me be like, oh, I want to jump your bones. Like it's nothing. Like what? And then he was like, when she was like, oh, I have a guest room, and he was like, well, I'm not staying in no guest room. If I'm staying in your room. There's nothing about his character that made me feel like he's the take charge type of person in the bedroom.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like nothing up to that point showed us that that's what he's on.
It sounded like he already like had like spiked their drink before he said this shit to her.
Yeah. Yeah, and then like they had this whole agreement, like, okay, well, if we're gonna do this, then like y'all might as well have been 50 Shades of Grey when they had a whole agreement on how they're gonna have sex. Like, what? Like, what are we doing? This is weird. Like, it was so weird. It was so fucking weird. I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
I think that's what threw everybody off, because when she started acting like that woman scorned and saying dumbass shit like, he was the best I ever had, and it was just unfucking believable, because the nigga that you just seen do this shit. Like, no, you know this nigga.
And then, not even that. It was like, you telling it to the second person you've ever had sex with, like, big whoop.
Man.
What are you, like, what?
It's no comparison like that. Like, it doesn't make any sense. That all of that just was it was just
like there was just it was like just,
it's too pushed. It was too pushed.
Yes. You know what, another thing that's pushed in a Tyler Perry production that he's starting to do is say nigga.
Yeah.
That is hella pushed and hella forced, and you can tell that he's just like, I'm going to start saying nigga in my movies. Like, okay. Like, the only time it came off natural was when the best friend was like, nigga, I don't give a fuck about this job. Now, that one was good. Because
whoever that lady is, whatever that lady name is, I'm going to tell you right now, hey, because I don't know what your name is, but lady, you single-handedly was the best actress, actor in that goddamn film right there.
I wouldn't say all that, but
Yeah, I would.
That scene was good. No, the best actor hands down was Corey. The
You
best
think
actor
so?
100%. Speaking of, let's go to the comments. Trick says, Corey did that role so well that all the bitter chicks riding for Tia's crazy ass are saying that's why she left. He says it's totally his direction. He's worked with A-listers, and when they are in his movies, they are so bad or cringy. Right. Trick also says, I thought he wanted to take that cat too when he said that, LOL. Right. Like it. Yo, I was like,
I want to talk
bullshit.
about the Corey thing. Like, I think Corey, like I said, I think he did. I want to be, to play a certain role, and especially in a certain environment, I want you to be able to do the lingo better. The lingo wasn't up to par to me. Case in point, this is why I like Bokeem Woodbine, because and Jason Lyric, he really played a country nigga, and that is not a country nigga.
Yeah,
you know, these are the things that I be looking at when it comes to certain stuff.
Yeah, but I feel like that's more on Tyler Perry than anything now. I feel like he may be more of a method actor because you can feel the intensity that he brought to that role, and he was a problem.
Yeah,
he was a problem.
Yeah, he definitely was a motherfucking problem.
Yeah, but which just goes back to the writing. He didn't make sense. Why are you leaving her?
Yeah.
Why are you leaving her?
Why are you leaving her? But then still, he played into the stereotype of the Nelly verse. Baby daddy don't want her until he see another nigga get on her.
No, that wasn't even that. Because he didn't know about old boy. He didn't know old boy was in the house. He didn't know that she was checking for old boy or anything of the sort. All he knew was that they were outside talking that one time when they that night of the funeral.
But see, that's the thing, and how they were trying to place
he wasn't a threat.
And how they was trying to place it is, and this guy's mind, he is truly a jealous nigga. He had no reason to be jealous before. But now that this man come through, now because I'm just looking at it, know what I'm saying, as a man writing this, he was like, oh, okay, so now this is what he's doing. He's a broken man. He's thinking about, oh, she been talking to this nigga and bop, bop, bop. And that's where the dialect came from. And that's why I agree with you when you say, why you just don't hire another writer to make it make sense.
Yeah.
You got to make it, you got to, the paranoia that he had against this nigga, you got to make it make sense. It didn't make sense at first. Because I just want to leave you and be done with you, but all of a sudden I want to do this because I'm jealous. It doesn't make sense.
Right. Because there was nothing that was presented to make us think that he is jealous specifically of this man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we saw him one time, and that was the night of the funeral. There was nothing that transpired that would make us think, hey, this is the person that you have to worry about. Yeah. Instead of just genuinely worried about people. But then in the same breath, there's nothing that happened. There's no other examples of him just being a crazy, deranged individual with anybody between that time and the time that they got divorced. And then you get divorced, you just randomly embarrass the fuck out of her and say, I want a divorce. She fucking signs it without even reading the shit. And then y'all don't do nothing with her signing without reading the shit, which is something that you absolutely don't do. And then he turns around and says, I'm back. He doesn't know that old boy spent the night. He doesn't know any of that. He just comes back and says, and just eating cereal. Just like, what's up? I'm about to take a shower.
I'm gonna take you right there, and I'm gonna be like, if a nigga's writing this, he gonna be like, yeah, you know he's back because the car's there. Like, niggas gonna raise that question.
But none of that was shown to us. When you're talking about a movie, you gotta show.
And I 100% agree. But when you just got one person writing this, they're not thinking about those.
The shit is in their head.
About those anomalies. Like, the whole scenario when she was talking to her mom about that nigga putting his hands on her. They didn't even do a flashback.
They did no flashbacks. The shit, and then the shit with the best friend, because the best friend gave her the letter of everything that he's done. And like, I watched this with Trick or whatever, and he was saying something about her being beat by him, and I was like, I don't think that he's beating her. I think he may be aggressive, but I don't think he's beating her. But then all of a sudden we find out that that's one of the things that's in the fucking letter, and it's like, what? First off, her best friend was too damn invested. Why the fuck are you writing a letter about every single thing that's gone on in her relationship when you got problems in your own fucking relationship? And then on top of that, you just randomly have this letter of everything that's happening. Your mama just found it, and then now y'all having a heart to heart. Like, why are we going this far with this letter, and we don't even know exactly what's all in the damn letter?
You got to dig deeper than that, because I ain't even gonna lie. Like,
there was so many things, and that's another problem with Tyler Perry, is that he throws shit out there, and it's like, but where's the foot? Like, you know what I'm saying? Remember that on what was that? Shit. What was the movie? Scary Movie. When it was like, I found a boot, but where's the foot? Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where we're at. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to find the foot.
Even speaking on that, it's like they didn't even explain the whole push relationship of the best friend and the best friend, because apparently Megan's best friend husband was his best friend
and his lawyer
and a bitch ass nigga. Listen, I told Jasmine this.
With a bad, cheap ass suit.
It's a bitch ass nigga. Check this out. I understand the whole scenario of my best friend is fucking the best friend of the girl I'm fucking, and we all end up getting married. I understand that scenario. What I don't understand in that scenario is my woman not only is invested in her life to the point where she's writing letters, to the point where she'll have a divorce party in the house that I live in and the house that my best friend comes to. I said, man, who signed? I told you, I said, who signs out for that type shit? Even if this shit happened with them, that shit don't have nothing to do with the house. You're not bringing that shit to the house. Who the fuck do you think you is? You don't have that much. You don't have that much power. If you got that much power, what type of nigga am I? And why is this nigga my best friend? No wonder he's crazy.
Yeah.
No wonder he's fucking crazy. Everybody bitches around him.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, but then there's another thing, because it was so many gems that should have been explored in this movie, and they weren't. One thing that should have 100% been explored, but this is a trait for Tyler Perry. He'll throw shit out there and he don't explore it. It was when Corey's character got drunk that one night and he started confessing about how he killed his daddy.
Yeah. Why did they no flashbacks?
What?
No flashback. Nobody.
That explains everything.
He came from a bad family. We're not having no flashbacks about what actually fucked this man's mental up.
Right.
At the end of the day, I can see why people are looking at that character and having sympathy for him as a flawed man, because that nigga really did go through shit. Now, I'm not saying that shit makes you basically beat the shit out of people and make them subservient. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is, why didn't we explore this? That's why people is like really rooting for the character and saying shit about the character, because I've seen that a lot about on Twitter. It was a lot of niggas that was like, nah, y'all act like y'all know the culture, but y'all don't really know what the culture is, especially when it comes to us as black men. Like, I get it. I get it 100%. But at the same time, we would never have a good movie because they didn't even go to the core elements they were talking about. All of the core elements that they were talking about, we never seen flashbacks, or we never seen a hint of that until the last little quote unquote fight fucking scene. And that
his
shit.
fight was trash.
I'm glad you said that because I'm like, that shit wouldn't even, because I'm thinking if I'm in my chords in and I'm gonna fight you like a man, the first thing I would have did was probably jab you in the motherfucking nose and hit you in the throat at the same time because I'm about to fuck you up, bitch. You can't do what a nigga do.
Yeah.
Like
But
yeah,
I
the
mean,
grace of God, like the grace of God, because it's Tyler Perry. The grace of God is actually gonna help you in this motherfucker.
yeah,
Because it ain't gonna be me being light.
man, it was, it could have been way better than what it was. It could have been way better than what it was. Tohi says, so at first I was gonna give in and watch the damn train wreck, but as I'm continuing to listen, hell no. LOL, child, he can keep, and I'll always respect to come up, but he gotta elevate. Agreed. I think because like I always come out of it, I always come out of a Tyler Perry film pissed off. But I'm always watching a Tyler Perry film. And I think, I mean, it's respect is always going to be due to him. I don't think there's a person alive that don't respect something about Tyler Perry.
You would be disrespecting. This is my Biden joke. You don't like Tyler Perry. You ain't black.
Right? You ain't black. But I feel like, I'm so frustrated, and it goes beyond my training. You know what I'm saying? I just get so frustrated because he could be so much better, and he's not, and he's okay with not being better.
Because he became a billionaire off of that.
Right. But I feel like a lot of people think like me, like we're always going to support, and maybe we go into it optimistic because we're thinking like maybe it'll be better, or maybe we just want to be part of the conversation. Whatever the case may be, we always are going to watch it, whether good, bad, or indifferent. We're always going to watch a Tyler Perry production.
Well, because he catered to you. Like it's just.
I don't think he caters to me.
No, he 100% caters to you, just because of the person that Tyler Perry is. Tyler Perry came out from doing plays to get the church going women, and then when he started getting big and he started doing movies and all that, it always catered to a woman. Now, in all of these scenarios that Tyler Perry has put into these movies, it's not pinpointed on a certain woman. It's pinpointed on all women. So women are, at the end of the day, are always going to watch Tyler Perry movies because they're going to look for something that they can agree with, and those things. And those are just, and that's just my opinion on certain things. I'm not saying it's law. I'm not saying that's how you think, but I'm saying as looking at it, how I'm looking at it, with how Tyler Perry has created these billions, it is putting women in the bigger light than he does the male characters.
Oh well, yeah, he definitely does that. That's blatant. But I disagree with you saying like he caters to women, because I don't think he caters to women. Period. Full stop. I think he caters to a specific woman. And that's like the black scorn woman. I don't feel like I'm in that demographic.
Okay, so this is how I can tell you. This is how I can tell you the reason why Tyler Perry is always going to be able to make money is because that's the genre that you think it is. But even when you watch movies, or especially Tyler Perry movies, when you see certain things happening to women, the first thing you be is, child, that couldn't be me. A lot of motherfuckers, and you ain't got to say it out loud, but in your head, you like, oh, hell no. That's like, so that's how it gets.
But I don't think that that's specific to women.
For the majority of who's gonna watch him, because niggas do that shit too. Because I do the shit when I watch Tyler Perry movies, but the majority of the time, because in the forefront, the star runners are women. when majority of women gonna watch it, the majority of women are always going to continue to watch those things, even when it's trash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He says it's the black single Christian woman. Yeah. Now I agree with that. I agree with that because the demographic that he catered to when he was doing plays moved over to movies, moved over to TV. So, and that's the demographic that's, making him a billionaire. And that's another critique that I have with him, because for him to have this multi-million-dollar studio, for him to be this billionaire and, be this big creative or whatever, he does not venture out from that stage play mentality, because there have been other things that have been shot at Tyler Perry Studios that look freaking amazing. But his shit looked like a stage play. Looked like a cheap ass chilling circus stage play. And it's just like, damn.
But again, you have to go into the mindset of like you said, he has his studios, he's leased out for forever.
Mm-hmm.
So he's, you know what I'm saying, he's making money off the back end. So all the people that he need to handle other shit, they handle that shit. I got enough money to sit here and just create a movie and just go off of my own mindset, because I'm paid that way. I keep saying it's like that shit made him a billionaire. A lot of, especially black folks, a lot of us go on, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what it is. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. At the end of the day, it was the number one streaming movie on Prime when it came out. He says he literally pulls from his plays. I watched enough of them to know when I'm watching the movie which play it is from. LOL. Right. And then he's also getting accused of plagiarism too. So, one of the things that had me be like, wait a minute, hold on, is the opening scene. Spoiler alert. I will say
that's when I thought it was gonna be good when I seen that.
Yeah, I did too. So, I will say spoiler alert because it has only been out for a week or so, but it's all over the internet at this point. So I'm happy that I watched the movie before I start seeing the shit on the internet. But
yeah, if you ain't seen it by now, you ain't black.
Right. And you don't have Twitter. So but the opening scene is a funeral scene, and it is Corey's oldest brother. It's 5 of them. The oldest brother was killed, and apparently Corey's character, his brothers, and his mom are pretty much like a menace to this town, and everybody hates them, but they're at this man's funeral or whatever. And Megan's character parents are the pastor and the pastor's wife of this church, and her dad is giving the eulogy, but then he gets real in the eulogy and starts talking real shit about this person that he's giving the eulogy for. And of course that doesn't go over well with the family. And they get up, they make a spectacle, and the mom starts taking off her dress and threw it at the first lady because she was just like, I don't want you to think that you're doing something by giving me these hand-me-downs. Then she proceeded to instruct her sons to take the body. And
not the casket.
Right. They was initially about to take the casket, and she was like, no, because I don't want them to say that they paid for this casket. Take the body out the casket. And at first they was reluctant till she like yelled at them, and then they went on ahead and took the body out. And they put the body on the back of the truck, and they drove off, and they ended up burying the body on their land. Now that scene right there, I was like, hold up. wait a minute. What the fuck am I watching? To where I stopped the movie and I hit up Trick and I was like, hey, are you busy? We need to watch this movie now.
I'm not even mad at you.
Right. I was like, we gotta watch this now.
When Jasmine pulled it up, I was like, I don't want to see this shit. But then I seen that and I was like, oh, these niggas tripping.
Right.
I can't tell you, that's the exact words I said. I looked at it, I was like, oh, these niggas tripping. Like I just knew that this was gonna be a better movie than what I actually thought. I expected this movie to be like 2.5 hours long because you had to explain this shit.
Yeah, right.
Like,
Right, exactly. I'm telling you, the first thing that came out of my mouth when I saw that shit, I said, I know you fucking lying. Like, and after that scene was over, I'm telling you, I paused that shit and hit Trick up like, we gotta watch this shit like right now. Like,
that shit was wild. And then him trying to figure out what to do, like not to,
right, because
that's why I don't understand the whole part of he like was abusive, because he was really in a mental feud with himself of, you know what I'm saying? Do I protect my wife or do I do this for my family? Like, you can see in his head that he was fighting this shit.
He was fighting.
Like, that's one thing I can say. Like I said, like when Corey started off, yeah, I get why everybody is saying he was because man, he gave you every bit of what it was to actually be a man in a type of situation like this when you just really trying to live your own life for real.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the whole transition of him just saying fuck it was way too fast. This should have been a 2.5 hour movie.
It was, I mean, it was a little over 2 hours.
It was okay. A little over 2 hours. I needed that 30 or 25. Yeah. I needed that 25 to explain this shit.
Yeah, a lot of things needed to be explained because there was another thing that needed to be explained because it didn't make sense. The dynamic of the sons. You know what I'm saying? Because you got the oldest son who pretty much was a menace to society. You know what I'm saying? The rest of them looked like they were following suit, but there was one that was logical. You know what I'm saying? And I think he was the second oldest because I think Corey's character was the middle. And why is it? But it didn't make sense for the first one to be a complete menace and the second one to be logical, and that's the one that they listened to for real.
And you didn't
they didn't explain that. And then on top of that, why would she go to the third son to kill their dad? And it sounds like it was a solo mission. And what did the dad do that he had to get taken up out of there? And this is shit that he's fighting with. And why? And then on top of that, if all of them were menaces to this town, why is it the one that she had killed his father, the one that actually finished high school, got married, moved away, and was actually living a semi-productive life? Like, when was the shift? And then they had been together since high school. It sounded like they was about to turn 40. So that means they've been together for over 20 years. Why is it now on this particular drunken night that he confesses that he killed his father? And in a small town that they were in, or that they're trying to tell us that they were in, that should have been scutterbutt.
Well,
like, and none of this was explored.
I get that, but I can see how that, you know what I'm saying, his brother's death would have brung up certain traumas that he had buried young. Because it's a lot of things, but I at the same time, it's the reason why you have these questions is because it wasn't explored. Exactly.
All of this would have been a good ass movie. Just this alone. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even need Megan. We didn't need none of this divorce shit. The family
was the movie that we did not get that we deserved.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I see. This is why you don't just put one writer in there.
Yes.
So I always gonna piggyback off what you said, because if you just one other writer would have said, I got so much shit for this family, why don't we do 2 parts of this?
Yeah, it could have been.
Come up with so much shit from this family. Like, I can do this, and then we blend it into this, and then we turn it. This could be a fucking
a show. It could have been a show. It could have been a fucking show.
It could have been a show.
Yeah, it could have been a show on BET Plus, and we would have loved it. We would have loved it. But that's how. But then again, dealing with fucking Tyler Perry, that's how Tyler Perry be with his fucking shows. In the beginning, they be good, and you be like, "Oh, I see the potential. I see where you're going with this." You know what I'm saying? And then he makes a left, and he keeps going down. He's like a person that don't want to pull over and ask for directions. He's gonna figure it out, and next thing you know, you in Canada. Like it just doesn't. It just doesn't.
Punched in your face by a white dude that called you a nigga,
right? Because you want to play Kendrick. Like it's frustrating. It's frustrating, and you want to root for him. You do. You know what I'm saying?
We're rooting for you. And what was that model's name? Tyra. Tyra. We were rooting for you.
Right. We were all rooting for you. Learn from this. You know what I'm saying?
Because it could have happened. I'm not even gonna lie. My 2 biggest issues with this is the acting. Because I think if it was if the acting approach was different, we would have a different outcome about what we're saying about this movie. And then another thing is Tyler Perry, stop being the M. Night Shyamalan of black folks when it comes to endings. Like, that fucking ending was whack as fuck. I'm bringing my daddy out, and then these people right here, and I'm just paraphrasing because I'm paraphrasing, excuse me, because I'm not gonna be that kind with y'all and be like spoiler alert or anything. But I'm saying that whole scene when basically she was just like, I'm flabbergasted you would show up here, and she was like, shut your mouth, woman, I'm with my daddy, and then the whole shit and then the whole shit ended. Like, I'm not gonna tell y'all what happened. Y'all gonna have to watch it for yourself.
Yeah,
but it's basically the same shit I just said.
The ending like completely did not make sense. It was so anticlimactic, and it just didn't make any sense. Like, okay, so because I was confused, like literally confused, because of the way that he opted for them actors to portray that scene. Because I'm like, so is he dead?
He's in the ICU. Listen,
right? I'm like, why are we here?
He's all fucked up in there, like
right, like.
And then this is a menace family. This family they're fucking terrible. You think in God's green earth that we live in real time, if my family got together and shot your motherfucking daddy, and then you happen to do your whatever the fuck and put my motherfucking brother in the hospital, and he happens to be on the same floor as your motherfucking daddy, I'm not even what they think they were trying to create in the Tyler Perry movie. I'm not even that. But if I'm sitting here watching my brothers try to survive in a hospital, and they say, yeah, her daddy right down there, and I know I just shot this nigga, I don't give a fuck about what I'm about to do right here.
Right.
The fuck? I'm a menace.
Right.
Yelling shit to me. I don't give a fuck. I take mug shots with a smile.
It didn't make sense. Honestly, her dad should have died. And then again, I was confused on if Corey's character was dead. Like, I'm like, what are we doing with this last scene? But hey, you know, but a couple of people should have died. Like
that old bitch was crazy. You're not about to talk to that old bitch like that in front of no motherfucking nobody, especially in front of her sons. Like, she ain't gonna let you do that at Kroger's. So what the fuck? You ain't about to talk. That bitch she gonna kick your daddy over. She gonna pull her knife out on your motherfucking mama. Bitch, you got her all the way the fucked up.
Like, seriously. And you just killed her son.
This bitch is a real problem.
Yeah. Like,
and she knows she is, and the whole town knows she is, and don't nobody stop her.
And it didn't make any sense because she killed her ex-husband in the house that was an hour and a half away from the town that her parents and her in-laws lived in. So why are the in-laws in the hospital in the town? Why are they even there if Corey's character was killed in Atlanta?
Well, I hope, you know what I'm saying, for people to understand, I'm just gonna go country living, because I know about that. Atlanta aside, if it was just in Georgia like that and it was just country towns, yeah, a lot of times a nigga from a small ass motherfucking town is definitely that don't have a real hospital is going to go to a real hospital in another town, and it could be an hour and a half away. You know what I'm saying?
But no, they made a point to say that Megan and Corey's characters lived in Atlanta, and they made a point several times to say that this small town that they grew up in, that their family still lives in, is an hour and a half away. They said that several times throughout the course.
He did say that, but at the same time, you got to think he got fucked up in that town, so he was gonna be in that hospital.
The father got fucked up in the town, so he was gonna be in that hospital.
Oh, Corey got fucked up in Atlanta.
Yes. So why is Corey's family in the hospital if they wasn't gonna do anything to the father or anything like that? Why are they here?
I don't think it was Corey. I think it was because they said one of the younger brothers. They didn't even say it was the dude. They just said one of the younger brothers. So
they said one of the younger brothers was in the hospital?
Yeah. Like if you watch the ending, if you watch the ending again, they like, oh, you know, they again, I'm gonna paraphrase because I don't want to be a spoiler alert, and plus I don't remember the whole dialogue, but it was more or less of shit, why the fuck they here? Oh shit, you know, you didn't hear? One of them niggas got shot for real. And you like, oh, no shit, fuck it. And then motherfucker was like, how dare you come over here, bitch? I'll cut your motherfucking throat. And she was like, shut your mouth. I'm leaving with my daddy. And then the credits rolled.
Okay, so I took that as, because they didn't say who it was or whatever, and we only saw one of the brothers get shot, and that was Corey. So that's who I took that as who they were talking about.
Yeah, again, that's because they didn't make that shit make sense.
Right, the shit didn't make sense. Motherfucking Tyler Perry production, boy.
But yeah, Tyler Perry was like, all right, we killed this nigga. And then, you know, we killed this
and
nigga.
Nobody cares.
They bury him, you know how they do. They don't give a fuck. They bury him on his land. And then what ends up happening is another brother gets shot. And then miraculously, the brother gets shot. The daddy gets to come home out of the hospital. That's what we gonna do. Run it.
Yeah. And why? And then on top of that, we just have a random brother get shot. Like, why? Why?
Because they're a menace. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if a producer said why, and Tyler Perry would have been like, because he's a menace.
Right.
Why?
You don't ask questions. But yeah, the shit. Okay, so that was Divorce in the Black.
I like how you was about to say something, but you looked at the time and was like, you know what, man, fuck that.
Right? Like we spent a lot of time on this, so yeah. Because we can go like it could have been a whole podcast episode alone. Like this is that it's frustrating. It's frustrating because you want so much from him, and he just says, "Fuck you, I'm gonna do what I want."
Man, I'm not even mad at him. Continue to make your movies because I don't watch them all. I promise, just because Jasmine pulled it up, that was the reason. We were sitting on the couch, she pulled it up. That's what we do. We a couple. Like, whatever a nigga pull up to watch, we just sit there and watch. That's what couples do, nigga.
Yeah. So he says, "Wow, what the hell is really going on in this movie? I really ain't trying to watch 2 hours of this shit. I'm really trying to follow along, but I can't seem to kick up. I meant to say, child."
Joey, I'm gonna just tell you right now. Hey, sis, what's up? It hits you over the head, so you be like, "What?" And then
right.
Slowly but surely, you be like, "These niggas stupid." And then at the end of the day, you're gonna be like, "Oh, that's dumb as a motherfucker."
Dude.
Exactly how it's gonna go.
Right. I mean, the only reason why I would be like, watch it is so you can be in the know. Other than that, no, you can find something else better to do with your time.
And Toy, I'm just like you because I didn't watch the shit with Kelly Rowland because I just knew I was like, I'm not prepared to watch the same thing over and over and over and over and over.
That movie was
I just don't want to do it. But
that movie was worse.
Yeah,
that movie was worse actually.
I was full-fledged ready to like go to sleep when Jasmine put this movie on. But in the first 15 minutes, I had a burst of energy that was enough to watch the whole fucking movie. So all I'm telling you is just watch the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, watch that scene. Oh, and then to finish my point about the plagiarism part, this one lady, she came out and she did this video. I guess she's a writer, and she said that she wrote that opening scene in her movie. I mean, in her book. And she's saying that Tyler Perry plagiarized her. So, I forgot the name of the book. I would have to go back on Twitter and find it. But yeah, so
I'm gonna say this to writers. Sometimes y'all gotta let a lot of shit go, because if it's really not the whole book that they're plagiarizing, I'm gonna tell you just how real seasoned comedians tell people. Hey man, every joke starts off with a premise, and everybody knows a premise. So everybody's joke's gonna sound the same. It's the punchline that is gonna be vastly different.
Yeah, but with how unique that funeral was, she may have a case. I don't know because I never even heard of the book until I saw that video. So
it better not have any flaws in it, because they just gonna say, nah, that was just him, because people can make up anything.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why comedians, they talk about people stealing jokes, but they can't sue people over it.
Right, because like that's an extremely hard thing to prove, and it's only so many things that you could talk about as a comedian too. So, but yeah, if for nothing else, to see that opening scene, it was worth it. But we kind of took the thrill away, because like I said, if I'm glad I hadn't seen the shit online before I watched that movie, because I wouldn't have been able to get that type of reaction.
And if it's for what it's worth, if you just watch the beginning of it and then turn that bitch off, yeah, that's the reason why the majority of us stayed the rest of the time. That's it. That's all I'm gonna tell you. That's the reason why we stayed, because of the beginning part. We stayed for the whole thing.
Right.
We were disappointed.
That beginning part was yeah, that beginning part was motherfucker boy. And I'm telling you, I literally said out loud, I know you fucking lying.
And that's why I wish a Monique and Tyler didn't have that feud, because with Monique being the person she is, she would have definitely made sure that she had more scenes. She would have wrote them herself.
Yeah. She would have definitely ad-libbed. That shit would have been Precious Mama all over again. She definitely would have bodied that. But realistically, the lady that they had, that's what them mamas be looking like. No shade.
She nailed her. She nailed what it looks like.
Yeah.
Maybe she was from there, but she nailed that. She nailed a country. I don't give a fuck. I know what I'm saying. What my son's doing, mama.
Mm-hmm. And I run this basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Divorce in the Black. So, yeah. Let's go on ahead and look through these lists. Quickly. Let's see. So the first list we have is Forbes. They put out a list of the top 25 greatest R&B artists of all time. Some of these people on this list I've never even heard of.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're right.
Cleo Soul, never heard. Yeah. Dwelle, I heard of him. Escape, of course. Floetry. Keith Sweat is 21. That's some bullshit. Brownstone is 20. Tina Turner being on an R&B list when she's rock is crazy. SWV. Aaron Neville. I thought he was country, but hey, what do I know? In Vogue. John Legend. Anita Baker, Al Green, Brandy is number 12, Jill Scott 11, Mariah Carey as 10, and Mariah Carey to me is pop, but whatevs. TLC, Usher is number 8, Aaliyah is 7, Aaliyah before Mariah Carey, sure. With my Aaliyah shirt on. Sure.
I mean, no, you're telling the truth.
Yeah. Frank Ocean, number 6. SZA is 5. Sade is 4. Mary J. Blige is 3. D'Angelo 2, and Erykah Badu 1. What are your thoughts on this list from Forbes?
Again, some of these lists that get created is just for the talk and just for the controversy. Forbes is one of them. And one thing that I will respect about Forbes list though is that Forbes understands the mindset of, at one point, all old albums or all old R&B artists can't be held in the top 10. So I do respect that. But other than that, that is a flawed fucking list. Erykah Badu is number, I guess. I mean, it must be a bunch of vegan grass eating motherfuckers that are probably white than Erykah Badu is number 1.
Yeah, I don't get that either. I mean, she cool. I like her. Yeah. But 1? Okay. Toby says, we know why Tina, Aaron, and Mariah are on the R&B list. And I thought that too, but in the same breath, who isn't on the list is Rihanna. Who isn't on the list is Beyonce. And if the same reason why those 3 are on the list, then those other 2 I just mentioned should have been on the list as well. So, and I have always stood on Rihanna being a pop star. She makes pop music. But they always put her in the R&B category because she's black. So I'm shocked that she wasn't on this list, to be honest. But yeah.
For me, I can just say this. Mariah Carey, for everything that she is worth, everybody can typecast her a certain way or do anything. But for R&B classics and ballads, to put her less than number 2 is wild disrespectful. That is crazy business right there. Like, and I ain't talking because I'm talking about the voice. I ain't talking about the stiff body that we see. And you know, I have my reserves about Mariah Carey. Y'all know, y'all done heard me before. she's a robot that they actually lost the turned off button on. Like, you fucked up. But at the same time, if you're gonna do, for me, if I'm gonna do a top 25, I'm gonna think about the R&B artists that not only had hits but also had real ass vocals, because R&B means you got real vocals. That R&B rhythm and blues, that means whatever beat that they put you through, they don't even hear the beat no more. They only hear you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing I found disrespectful about that.
Yeah.
She should have been at least number 2. And off the flip, and people, again, I always tell y'all, you know, my favorite saying, argue with your mama, don't argue with me.
I don't understand what world we're in that D'Angelo is number 2 on an R&B list. And I love D'Angelo. I love him, but I would not put him as number 2 on a top R&B list.
Nah, we don't have enough from him to do that.
We don't have enough from him, and he's more neo soul than I would say R&B. But so is Jill Scott, so is Erykah Badu. So it's
I was about to say they're gonna pop, neo soul, R&B. They're gonna blend them into one, which is R&B.
Right. But with blending them all in, again, Rihanna's not on the list. Whitney Houston's not on the list. Or what? No, was she on the list? I can't remember. But Beyonce wasn't on the list. You know, like, I don't know.
Beyonce and Whitney Houston was a wild disrespect, because I don't understand why Whitney Houston ain't number 1.
But this is the killer part about Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston, when she first came out, was pop. So you can make that argument for Whitney Houston.
I mean,
not to be on an R&B list.
But you can make that argument about a couple of people, though.
Yeah,
because,
but then there's other people
too.
yeah. But then there's exactly. That's why it don't make sense that she's on the list for me. You know, because you can make 1 or 2 R&B albums, that doesn't necessarily make you a true, tried and true R&B artist to be on a top 25 list. It's weird. It's just really weird. Because there's people that should have been on the list that wasn't, and then there's people that are on the list that shouldn't have been. Jodeci's not on the list. Jagged Edge not on the list. 112 not on the list.
But they're not group. They just doing R&B artists.
They are groups on the list. There are groups on the list.
Mm.
TLC's on the list. Escape's on the list.
That is true.
Yeah, Brownstone's on the list. And for real, TLC should be pop.
What I'm a you know what, you know me, because I'm an avid fan. If that's the case, It is appalling that Drew Hill is not in the top 5.
I will put them on the list, but I wouldn't do top 5.
You gotta do top 5.
The Jacksons are
The
not
Jacksons
on the
are
list.
top 5. Ready for the World is top 5.
The Gap Band.
The Gap fucking and the Isley Brothers would have been number 1 if we're gonna do groups.
Right. Isley Brothers, Frankie Beverly and Maze.
Frankie Beverly and Maze would have been number 2.
I just don't like the whole list is blah. Tohi says Mary J and Erica was placed in their position based on current relevancy. It's possible. Beyonce would have to be number 1, but people would act a fool about that, as well as her being below number 1. So don't put her on there at all. It should have been 50.
I mean, I will say this too, so those arguments.
Mm-hmm.
If we're gonna go there and if motherfuckers went pop, and if you did a pop album, we not gonna root for you, then I would 100% say why Mary J. Blige ain't number 1, because what's the 411, that album as an R&B hip hop album. I see people get mad at me when I say this, but I always talk about the times that things were created. What's the 411 at the time that it was created would have been way greater than the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, because it was the time.
Okay, so check this out, because I just came across this video of this guy making an argument for Mary, but it wasn't for what's the 411, it was for My Life. And he was saying that it's better than the Miseducation, and I 100% agree.
Yeah,
I feel like people to put too much sauce on Miseducation.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Yeah.
And not downplaying the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. That was one of the phenomenal, greatest albums you can ever produce in life. But
it's not downplaying it at all. But let's just keep it 1,000. Like Mary is a better artist. I'm sorry.
Mary is a better artist. She's a better artist. She's a better songwriter. This has been proven.
Time and time.
What's the 411 and My Life?
Yeah.
Come on, man. What can you do? Like, and I'm not downplaying Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill is amazing. But she's only amazing. She's only amazing for what she could do at one point in time. Mary J. Blige was able to do many things in many points in time.
Yes, 100%.
I don't understand. Like I said, if we just gonna go strictly R&B, why Mary J. Blige ain't number 1 is fucking flabbergasting to me.
Right.
Because for me, what's the 411? Because I was a baby. Like, this is early 90s.
Yep.
This is what, 93, 94?
No, it was 92.
92. I am 9 years old. And this is my sister's favorite artist. And I'm listening to every song back to back every day. And it never made me mad as a 9-year-old.
Right.
Like, I was never tired of it.
Right. That I remember purchasing What's the 411 and Ooh on the TLC tip. I bought both of those tapes when I was 9 or 8 or 7. One of them. Whatever I was in 92.
You're 83, baby. You was 9.
But I'm an October 83 baby.
So you were 8.
Yeah. So yeah.
I was 9. I'm a February baby. I was 9.
Right. Yeah. You were born. My mama wasn't even pregnant yet. So yeah. But Tohi says, I've heard What's the 411, but not My Life. Wow. I wish I would have known that, because we definitely would have played it last year on that boat.
Dude. I ain't even gonna lie. What's My Life is so fucking hard.
Yeah.
I just always go to What's the 411 because that's the album I remember growing up as a kid. Like, it's certain albums you remember.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that album growing up. Like, I can smell my mama house, and I can smell my grandma's house when I listen to that fucking album.
Right. Right.
You know
I
what I'm saying?
definitely get what you're saying when you say that. Yeah. Right. It takes me back to walking to school with my Walkman.
Yeah.
Yeah. She also says, they did make a whole documentary about the My Life album, so that should tell you something. Yes. One of our early episodes, that's how much we love My Life. One of our early episodes, we talked about how they did a 20th anniversary or 25th anniversary version of My Life, and we went into it in depth. That was like one of the first episodes on the issue talk. She also says, Love No Limit is my favorite song, and she was born in 1989. Love No Limit, especially the remix with Jodeci on it. Yes. That I'm loving you
Loving
every
you.
day.
Hey man, listen. I again,
Yeah.
when you talk about if we're gonna do the whole thing, like you said, scratching off, because Mary J was strictly R&B, but that's the thing. Mary J is so phenomenal. She wrote pop songs. She just didn't sing them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she is at the end of the day, you can see her on Power, you can do all this extra shit and think she just doing. Mary J was very comfortable in the life that she lives because she has wrote so many songs for people, and not only has she wrote so many songs for people, she has wrote and performed so many songs and had phenomenal albums. None of her albums were flops.
That is 100% true.
This
That
is a
is
star.
100% true.
This is
And-
a bona fide star that we have.
Right.
And nobody pays homage like we always try to pay homage to Mary J. Blige.
Yeah.
You see
Now,
how
there's an
I
album-
jumped into this.
Right.
I'm a
Right.
favorite jump into if we're gonna do strictly this, Mary J.
Right, right. You can start and stop at Mary J, to be honest. Now, there's an album that I don't particularly care for, but it's not a flop. It's Stronger with Each Tear.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care for the album, but it's not a flop. Tohi also says, I've heard the one song, My Life, from the album, but not the whole album. You have to get into the whole album.
When you hear that album, you're gonna be like, she got so many. Now we talk about Tyler Perry, Woman Scorned.
Dude.
Listen to that album, you're gonna be like, oh my God. Like,
yeah,
this shit is crazy.
Yeah, like 100%. She also said she watched the documentary. Now, let me tell you about My Life. Okay, so when My Life came out and it was real heavy in the streets, we had it when I was like 12 years old. I used to play it all the time, sung every word, had no clue of what the fuck I was singing, right? Fast forward to about the time when I was 30. I was about 30. I was at work one day and I was just like, you know what? I'm going to pull up My Life. And while I'm working, I'm going to sing this song. And I told this story before when we were talking about the anniversary. Towards the end of that album, because I got so engulfed in that album, listening to it as an adult with adult ears, I damn near was in tears at my desk. Because I was just like, I just want her to be happy. I don't understand. Like, why can't she be happy? Like, it just don't make sense. Like, damn you, KC. Like, I don't understand, you know? Like, so I say that to say, when you do go listen to My Life, make sure you're in the best mood possible.
Yeah,
it's going to take you for a ride. Because at the end of the day, I think what makes matters that much worse with My Life is the fact that we know that what she was going through and it was all true.
Yeah, it was 100% real. That was the thing. It was like, no bullshit. And it wasn't because it was on a rumor mill. This shit was, you know. And again, for all of my individuals that were born after 1995, y'all probably don't understand what I'm about to say right now. But we really got information from word of mouth. Like, and this is how we did it, like, for the world. Like, we didn't have text right there. We had pages, and a nigga would page you, and then you would call this nigga, and this nigga would tell you some information.
Yeah, right. Or you'll
Especially at
hear
our
it,
age, we were children.
right?
So
Or
we
you'll
were
hear it on
only
the
hearing what
radio,
adults were saying. And some of us was trying to relay that shit back to each other.
right? Or you hear the shit on the radio.
Yeah, or you would hear it on the radio.
Yeah, because they definitely gossip on the radio. Because I remember hearing on the radio that R. Kelly and Aaliyah was married.
Ooh, you heard it from the radio. I actually read it.
Yeah.
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 I read it. My mama got Jet magazines. My grandma got Ebony magazines. Y'all probably don't even know what these are. But I like Jet magazines, and then it was Ebony magazines, and then it was at the time it was a magazine that was maybe not readily available to people, called Black Tales. And Black Tales had a lot of, pictures, and I'll just say pictures instead of articles. But some of those articles were like on time articles. I didn't hurt nobody's feelings. I just said what Black Tales is.
These are the tales, the freaky tales.
It was a dope ass fucking magazine.
I bet you would think that.
That was the first time I knew about Blue Contrail. I didn't know Blue Contrail was an R&B artist. Motherfuckers was like, she got a whole song. I'm like, what?
Yeah, and it was a hit.
And it was a real ass hit, and I was like, that's the same bitch. Yeah, you're right.
She was confusing to me, because she looked like Faith, but when she talked like J-Lo. But she could sing her face off.
She's all over the place.
Sing her face off.
She got she had a great figure.
Yeah, she was pretty. She was pretty, but I mean, she looked like Faith and she sounded like J-Lo. So Tohi says, damn, you may be onto something. As I'm trying to think of what other R&B artists, and I think Aaliyah could also come in as a strong second. I don't agree. Like, with my Aaliyah shirt on, I don't agree at all. Like, Aaliyah was dope. And I do remember a time when Aaliyah was like the best thing since sliced bread. But it wasn't just her. It was her writing and production team, which was Missy and Tim. Like, they just had a innovative sound that nobody had heard of up to that point. You know what I'm saying? So and I love Aaliyah just like the next man, obviously. But what I'm not gonna do is get on Al Gore's internet and lie. Aaliyah did not have the strongest voice, and for her to be on that list with a lower number than the Vocal Bible, aka Brandy Norwood, is crazy. That is crazy.
It's crazy business. It's a motherfucker that my it's funny, my boss, she follows this motherfucker that say some crazy shit, and all of a sudden he'll be like, it's spooky. It's like, you say that shit is spooky.
Dude, like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just not. I'm sorry.
I will say this,
Mm-hmm.
because you have your opinion about Aaliyah, so I'm gonna have my opinion about Aaliyah, and I'm probably gonna I hope I don't piss you off when I say this. Aaliyah was the Beyonce we never got to get. And when I say this, I'm saying I'm not talking about Beyonce's vocals or anything, but Aaliyah was at the pinnacle of being that star born that everybody flossed and fawed over. She was right there, and then she passed.
Yeah.
You know,
I
so
just
I get how some people put her in a high range, but at the same time, me and you are on the same level where we understand that at the end of the day, when it comes down to the God giving birth of what R&B is, you would never put her up at top 2.
No.
And then she would never be that. Like, she would never be ranking higher than number 1. But
she's ranked higher than a lot of people. Like, and one of those people being Mariah Carey. If we're gonna put Mariah Carey on the list, then damn it, we're gonna put Mariah Carey on the list. And the fact that they got Aaliyah above her, like, that's crazy to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in total agreement. You already know how, as much as I hate who Mariah Carey has become, I know who Mariah Carey once was.
Yeah.
So you would never do that. Like,
not when the emancipation of Mimi is still out here for people to consume.
And she still tries to perform it with the best of her robotic abilities.
Right. Gotta shake it off. Right. Loving ain't the same. Keep on playing games.
And then all of a sudden the shit get dark.
Right.
It do this. And then boom, she's downstairs.
Right.
What the fuck? Why are we letting this shit happen and don't nobody say nothing?
Because it's Mariah fucking Carey.
This motherfucker literally be like, the fuck? Why are we filing for this shit?
God. Right.
Why are we filing for this shit every
time? She sells out every time. She sells out every time. So Trick says, Blue was in Black Tails.
You didn't know Blue Cantrell was in Black Tails?
He did not, apparently. So he says maybe it's because Leah is more of my time. It's possible. It's possible.
I get it. 89. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. And she died in what, 01? So that'd be 12. That would be 12 first. So yeah, so it would be her Mary, because my life came out when I was around 12. So Trick says Mary, or no, not Mary. Mariah pre-boob job or after. I didn't know she had a boob.
Both. You can't say you didn't know she had it. This bitch got her whole body done over. For the emancipation of Mimi, this bitch was T1000. What are we talking about? Bitch got her whole body done over. That's why she do this.
I can't. I did not know she had her body done.
Yeah.
Because her body was T during the honey era when she left her husband. Her body was T. Why would she need to get it done?
It was done then. That's what I'm telling. I keep telling people, and people be failing to realize what I'm trying to tell them. I'm like, she was married to the biggest fucking mogul in music business. When those shit like implants and all that shit was coming out, and she was just a young entertainer trying to grow up, singing these ballads. Her money was going on what her body looked like. So when she started transferring into her R&B artist, she flipped the fucking script. She made it where a woman had to look a certain way, or motherfuckers wasn't even checking them.
Yeah, I just thought she got naked. I didn't know that she.
No, she changed her whole body.
Done.
If you look at Mariah from when she started, and I'm an '83 baby, so I know I've seen this lady. She went from skinny half breed to thick ass half black bitch, just like that. I understand what I said because I want y'all and everybody's listening to me. how you perceived her at one time. You looked at her as skinny half-breed to thick-ass half-white bitch. That's what y'all did. And she was getting with rappers, and she was doing all this, and she was doing that. And then what we don't understand is back then, all of those surgeries were brand new. She was experimenting with shit. And now it comes to the point where the bitch can barely fucking walk.
I just thought it's because she Mariah Carey. Like,
no, I keep telling you that because you be thinking like, oh shit, she done made it. I don't gotta walk. No,
right? That's what I do. That's what I'm doing.
The bitch literally can't walk.
Man, let me win this Powerball. I'm never walking again. The fuck? I'm gonna have somebody on the payroll just to push me around.
You keep rooting for this bitch. Stop rooting. In my Tyra Banks voice, we were rooting for you.
I'm gonna have somebody on the payroll just to feed me soup. I'm not doing it again. Fuck that shit. That's what poor people do. Poor people feed themselves soup. I'm not doing that. I'm rich. Eat cereal by myself. You do that because you're
I'm glad
poor.
You have that type of motivation. So if anything ever happens to you, you're gonna have this type of motivation.
For real.
Because for real, this bitch is trapped in this body that she built.
She got the House of Wax body.
Right? This bitch is trapped in his body.
He's like, help me.
You giving her the utmost respect, and this bitch is trapped.
Right? Like, this shit ain't funny. Help me, nigga.
This bitch be in the bathroom like this.
I'm telling you, man. I'm gonna be like, what's his name? Akeem. Have somebody freaking gargling my shit for me. Because I'm not doing
money
it
for it, but at the same time, just imagine her like the dude off Scary Movie 2. I can do it myself. Her doing it herself is this. Call Fernando. This is her doing it herself.
Oh my god. The trick says she bought them titties and ain't been able to hit them notes quite some time since. Quite the same since, rather.
Yeah, like,
hey.
She used to make real songs where she screamed to the highest of capacity. That's not a note. I tell people all the time because of me loving music. The shit that Mariah Carey did is not notes because it's nothing you can. It's nothing you can duplicate.
Yeah,
like, so when I say that, I'm not saying it was bad. I'm saying it's nothing you can duplicate. Mm-hmm. You can't duplicate the voice that she had.
Right. I get that.
And
I get that.
And even in her progression, she still has a voice nobody can duplicate at the same time. What does that mean when you literally have to have someone pick you up and put you on the ship? And it's not like she's 88 years old. She is still young enough to be wildly out here.
Okay. She's young enough to dip in and do it, but she said, do it for what? Oh, geez.
But I get it with them with all them surgeries and a pregnancy. Yeah, she fucked up. Her body fucked up.
Yeah, but I love the crazy part about it. People want to try to come for her voice now, and I like her voice now. Dang, somebody else just died.
Who just died?
Sheila Jackson Lee. She was a congresswoman from Texas who was an outspoken advocate for Black Americans for decades, and she was 74. Man, look, people done died that ain't never died before. Like, everybody is dying.
She was goddamn 74.
But I'm saying though, everybody done died this week that ain't never died before.
Man, you know that happens every week. That happens every week. Every week somebody died who has never died before. Every week. She was 74 though, and she was a congresswoman. She knew when it was time. That job is way too stressful. I don't care how good how great you are with your body. That type of job is way too stressful. She lived a long life at 74.
Yeah. You
know, I'm pretty sure she had everything.
They age like dogs. It's so stressful. They age like dogs.
Yeah, it's to be a part, and I always tell people, because people look at me stupid when I say this, but I'm like, to be a part of that fraction means you got to hold a lot of secrets, and I don't know what it is. I don't know how people go through this whole life that don't understand that, like, in life you got to hold shit to your heart, and sometimes you want to tell people because sometimes that shit is detrimental to people's health, but you still, because you got to hold a certain code, you can't say nothing. And I know exactly what that is. And I know how that stress you, and I know how that wears you fucking down. So just imagine if I've been through this in life with a couple of things, just imagine people being in big government, understanding and knowing certain things, and they still, because of a contract they signed, they can't say shit to nobody.
Right.
That shit wears on your body, man.
Yeah. Trick says Sheila Jackson Lee was on tape cussing a staff member out like a dog.
And fuck it, I would too, bitch. I hold some of the greatest secrets in this motherfucker. Right. You can't get this shit right, you dumb bitch.
Right. I said 1 cream, 2 sugars. Bitch, you put 3 creams, 5 sugars.
Boy, I'm talking about on any level. If you know how crooked government is and how people have to look a blind eye when they really don't want to, you gonna really see how that shit stress people out.
Yeah, agreed. But yeah, so that is the top 25 R&B list according to Forbes. I feel like we probably should talk about the rap albums next episode, because that one has to definitely breathe.
Yeah, that one's a lot.
Yeah,
that one's a lot.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that list according to Complex on the next episode. But yeah, the final story is Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy is suing Tasha K and William the Baddest, because William the Baddest did an interview with Tasha K saying that he had sex with Soulja Boy. Now, there was a live that Soulja Boy was doing where a lot of people was asking him about this interview. I believe the interview was put out probably like a month or so ago. And in the interview, excuse me, which is the most mature I've ever seen Soulja Boy act in situations like this, he was just like, are y'all seriously asking me this? Y'all really are thinking this? But he was just like, yeah, that none of that is true. I've never had sex with that man. I don't know that man. So now he is suing for $16 million. Yeah. I feel like he has a case. However, he ain't gonna get no money. They ain't got no money.
Now, again, we when we talked about this shit, in the beginning, sue me for whatever you fucking want from me. You're never gonna get that shit. Like, this is the epitome of get it back in blood means. Like, I ain't gonna physically put your hands on you. I'm never gonna physically put my hands on you. But you gonna get this shit when I die. If that. Like,
Right.
if that, nigga.
If-
Like, bro, I don't give a fuck. Like,
yeah.
I get, you know, and when I say this, I do, you know what I'm saying, on a not joking level, I get him suing because that is defamation of character.
Oh, 100.
And so, you know, you need to get your just desserts from that. I don't think Tasha K is gonna be punished about this at all. But my God, it looks like JoJo Siwa.
AKA William the Baddest.
Yeah, hey, dude, like, I don't think you got Tasha K game. And I think, you know what I'm saying, whatever you're making, it's gonna be like a Joe Louis deal. If y'all don't know what a Joe Louis deal, Joe Louis signed a contract because he knew he was a great boxer. He signed a contract that said, yeah, even if you win, you're gonna pay me 10% for the rest of your life. If I was Soulja Boy, I would turn this into a Joe Louis event, even if you win. And I'm not saying, because I don't believe any of this shit, but even if you win, like if you win love, like boom, you ain't gotta pay me no money. You ain't gotta pay me $10 million. You're definitely gonna start paying me for the rest of my fucking life because of what you fucking said to me.
Right. Right, because it's some bullshit. And then it's the killer part, because I feel like I'm in the majority by saying that when that interview came out, I didn't watch the interview, but I watched clips. I didn't believe his ass. There's like we talked about before, there's nothing about Soulja Boy that gives off that he fucks men.
Again,
and he gives off a lot, but he don't give off that he fucks.
He don't give off that. I like I said, and you know, I'll prove it in that, because you know we gonna have a bunch of people being like, I ain't gotta show you that I fuck niggas to fuck niggas, like,
which is true. Which is true.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is, in the same token, we have heard everybody that has been close to him say the shit that he's flawed on. We know, like I said when we was talking, we know he's a scammer. We know out of being a scammer, you know, we know this nigga thinks he's the fucking greatest of all time. We know this nigga false flag. We know that shit. It is people been questioning if he's really from Atlanta. We know all of this shit about this dude, Soulja Boy. At the same time, all of this shit that we know about him, none of them niggas has ever said, and yeah, he be on some weird ass shit when it comes to that nigga fucking people. That nigga be fucking boys. Nobody ever said this shit. Nobody has ever come out with that shit. This how I know how much this shit is flawed, because one thing, Soulja Boy reacts crazy to everybody. And
he did not to that.
And I was about to say, and that right there, he really went on being fully black, where we go in the level of the truth don't need no support. Now he defended everything else, and he legit said, "Man, hey man, come on, y'all."
Right.
He really thought niggas was joking. He thought he was like, "Man, y'all playing for real."
Right.
And when he found out it was for real, he was like, "Oh no, I'm not going for that. I'm gonna just sue y'all. I'm not gonna say nothing stupid. I'm gonna just sue y'all."
Right. Straight up. And I applaud him for that approach, because even when they were saying it on his live, he was just like, "Y'all, for real? Are y'all seriously asking me this?" Like, I don't know that man. Like, because I mean, any other time we would expect for him to just wow out, because he wows out for less. But that time he handled it so mature, and you gotta do nothing. You can't do nothing but respect the way that he's handling it.
I mean, go ahead.
So he says, not JoJo, see why I'm rolling. And she says, I've gotten into watching Armand Wiggins, and he made a video about her. Can't lie, I keep up with all the mess, but I won't pay for it. Laugh my ass off. Right. Same here. I've been watching Armand for years. We actually talked about him on the show a couple years ago when he went off on Jason Lee. And Yeah.
I agree with it. I agree with his approach, and then I just really didn't understand the twerking and this every fucking 5 minutes.
Well, people was giving him money, so he twerked.
Yeah, I was just like, that shit is wild business. I was like, damn. I gotta.
Yeah.
Now I went in your level, man. This is strictly for research purposes.
Right.
This is fucking wild to me. Like, this is mad business. Every
Right.
time this nigga just be like, yeah, and fuck it, and blah, 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 and then turn around and be like, so let me tell you the real shit. I'm like, nigga, like, stop.
Right. Just get to the point, damn it. But yeah, he went, when I tell you he went the entire fuck off on Tasha K. He went the entire fuck off on Tasha K. He picked a wig up and it was start going like this to the wig, like cutting it, and then put it on and was like, that's how your hair. It had that look on. It just kept going. I was rolling. I'm like, this motherfucking Armand be in his bag, and he be in his bag so tough when he read her down.
All right, so I'm gonna slide back in the car and be like, yeah, that ain't got shit to do with what we talking about.
It really don't, but it was funny. Right.
So at the end of the day, like, I really do respect Soulja Boy, because Soulja Boy know he's not getting he know he's a scammer, so he know he ain't gonna get no money out of this. But it's just one of those things where it was legally it's one of those legal things where, hey man, stop playing on my top.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, stop playing on my top, because I know how to play with y'all type of people.
Yeah. Right. At the end of the day, you can't play like that with everybody. Yeah. So he said that she watched that too. That is when I started getting into him. Yeah, because that video he did about Jason Lee was epic. So but yeah, so good luck to Soulja Boy. You know, Tasha K's already been proven to be a liar and reckless. So I don't like that precedent has already been set with the Cardi B case. So
yeah,
I don't
fuck. Hey, Soulja Boy, sue this bitch for $1 billion. You're never gonna get it.
Right, but you know, good luck. Because I don't foresee this being difficult winning, but it may be very difficult to get that money out of her.
I'm gonna do it. I mean, especially if I'm Soulja Boy, I'm gonna do it anyway, just because for the rest of my life, I'm gonna say I'm owed this type of money.
Right.
Like, even if I don't ever touch no type of money no more, I'm gonna still say these niggas owe me $1 billion.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna still do that. Like, so
I mean, somebody, let me go see where she getting her money from. I'm about to see if I can garnish that shit.
Yeah,
like, you know,
like I'm gonna just play with you because I know how to be petty.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't know how to be petty. I know how to be petty. Like, I will ask for the most outrageous amount of money. I will.
Yeah.
I'm talking about 100%. And then whatever money I get, I don't give a fuck what it is. The majority of it is going to my lawyer, because that's the reason why he took this case, because he was guaranteed I was gonna get it. I don't give a fuck if it's $57 I receive off your ass. I am going to keep receiving that 57 fucking dollars. I'm forever going to be a thorn in your spine, my nigga.
Right. You just going to be pissed off every time you got to write that check.
I told you, I'm going to do the Carl Lewis contract on you.
And that's
you're going to forever pay me 10%.
Yeah. So he says, it's the way she keeps up for me. I'm just like, girl, but then again, she has to bring engagement, right? I think she gets a kick out of it and does it on purpose.
Because I mean, with Tasha K, man, I think she the thing that a lot of people have flawed with her is every time she does a quote unquote exclusive, it's always just downplaying a bunch of people. Like, why don't you just have like a dope ass exclusive about some shit that's going on that you don't have an agenda of tearing down? And I'm not saying she should do this, because that's not making her money. But I'm saying at one point, when is this shit gonna get old where you're gonna have to do that? Like Tasha K got enough backing that she can bring somebody to that table, and it doesn't always have to be on the verge of trying to exploit something or trying to tear something down. It can just really be promoting this individual.
Yeah. The thing about Tasha K is that she's very talented in what she does, but she just goes too far sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to get in the gutter every time. You know.
It's like, when are you gonna have somebody on there that you're gonna actually validate?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, start having guests that you can actually validate. A lot of these guests you have and you can't validate them. Yeah, they was this person, or they were that person in the game, or they were that person but they wasn't really movers and shakers. Why don't you get some movers and shakers and start highlighting what they was doing? It would make more sense for the controversy that she comes up with.
Yeah, agreed. But yeah, so that's Soulja Boy and Tasha K and William the Baddest. So I don't
JoJo Siwa's doppelganger. All I saw when I was watching that shit. I told you, you know what I'm saying, the reason why I stopped watching this shit. But when I was watching, I was like, man, that nigga look like a kid star. That's wild. Like, why do you really fix yourself to look like that every day? Yeah. You look like that every day. That's wild.
Yeah, he's a unique person, and definitely a clout chaser to the 10th power. And he got his ass whooped on Zeus. So all the above is William.
Yeah, because he would have never been in Zeus.
He shouldn't have been on Zeus. He was not a bad boy.
No, listen to what I'm saying.
Huh?
Because you said Juice at first. He would have never been on Juice.
Oh, no. He wouldn't have been in the vicinity of Juice.
If they put that nigga on Juice, it would have been strictly. It'd have been strictly for a stomp out, like that.
He would have worked behind the scenes. He never would have been in front of the camera. It was not gonna happen.
When you said that, in my head, I automatically was like, "Fuck, nah." He would never be there. Juice.
Yeah.
No. Just imagine this nigga on the set of Juice.
Right.
I could just imagine Pac just like, I don't want nothing from the fucking crab table. That nigga still sitting over there. Like
Trick says craft services.
He just standing over there looking awkward. He ain't even passing food. He just look awkward. He just like,
right.
And Pac like, yeah, fuck nah.
Right. Order my shit in.
Yeah. It would have been 100 pizza boxes in that motherfucker.
Right. I'll bring my lunch. Thanks. Appreciate it. But yeah. No, I don't have any final thoughts. So Jerry's final thoughts. Take it away.
Oh shit. Yeah. Let's wrap this up. This 3 hours. My Jerry final thoughts is not going to be nothing that y'all can really like try to think about. I'm gonna just say this. It is getting really weird to me that we have made labels off of the most normalest shit as possible. I found out some shit the other day where a woman who is a stay-at-home mom is called a trad wife or a traditional wife.
I heard that.
And that is bothering me to the point where I'm like, why do we have to label everything? We don't even know what these people be doing. Like, but we want to label it already. Like, just because she says, oh yeah, my husband works, I stay at home. She ain't even mentioned that she has a business or she does this or she does that. You just automatically put her in a traditional wife, and then you and then you sanction rules on what a traditional wife is supposed to be. And that is so weird to me because a lot of people don't understand that it's a lot of motherfuckers that stay at home like and make money. Like, what's wrong with y'all? Where we're just labeling shit when it comes. and it's no disrespect to the community, the alphabet community, but I'm saying y'all started a stampede that even y'all think is flawed. We gonna have to figure out something, y'all. We gotta get in the middle of this, and we gotta learn how to understand that we gotta fuck with each other, and that's what it is. We just fuck with each other. Whoever is doing this and whoever is doing that, we gotta understand that fuck with each other as long as it ain't illegal business or it ain't something that's immoral. Because the more and more I'm watching how y'all trying to label shit, the more and more I'm starting to realize humans are very fucking strange, and I shouldn't be here. With that being said, take care of yourself and others.
Well, thank you for that, Jerry's final thought.
Yeah, that just oh my god, that shit has been bothering me for about a month now.
Yeah, I can tell.
What? Like, y'all don't even know what y'all just quote unquote traditional white. Half of these bitches is content creators. Like, so they're bringing something out. They're not even doing what you motherfuckers is doing. But y'all want to label them as a traditional wife and call them a pick me and all this extra bullshit. And I'm like, y'all just mad because you can't do the same shit that these motherfuckers is doing.
Yeah, I mean that's it in a gist.
It just bothers me. I don't know how we as black people gotta love however we make a living as long as it's legal. And you can hate the game, but you can't hate the fucking player, man. You can't.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. It's definitely crazy. But what can you do? What can you do? Because they're gonna continue to call it all kinds of shit. So
yeah, so you can stop hating the nigga that's doing it and just hate the fucking conglomerate. Like,
yeah,
nigga that's doing it, you have no reason to be mad at.
Mm-mm.
It's the business that they're in that you have a problem with.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it ain't shit you can do about it. So let it go. Let it fucking go. Why tear a motherfucker down? Motherfuckers tear a nigga career down from doing this shit, but the conglomerate is still gonna run.
Yeah.
That's the shit that blows my mind.
Right. Right.
Out of all the things that we do, we've never on the instant we talk said anything about destroying a motherfucker's career. Now we'll tell a motherfucker when some shit is over and count your losses, but we'll never destroy your motherfucker's career.
Yeah, we're not gonna lead that charge.
Yeah. These niggas destroy a person's career, but then it's 3 more people to come right behind that. So you didn't really accomplish shit.
Right. Right. You just fueled. Yeah. So that is episode 127 of the Ish We Talk. And we will see you guys for episode 128. Bye.
Exactly.